dokie. Let me think.
Okay, Ben's been. Okay,
Now, if there's anything that Miles and Ryu need to know that Swift doesn't, you've got the perfect opportunity to.
Yeah.
So how much does Swift smell?
Oh, this is important actually.
How much
He's-
does Swift smell?
He
Quite
did have a shower
badly.
recently.
He did have a
He did
shower.
ha-
Well, I mean, he's a dog
Well-
person.
Did he have a shower? He was in the shower, hiding.
Yeah. So that
How much?
doesn't.
He did jump in the pool, didn't he?
Yeah.
How much does he shed?
You know, that's a question that I can't answer.
Like,
Was it? Is it a seasonal thing?
is he a good boy?
Probably
Does-
What season
seasonal.
are we in?
I don't know. Let's say that we're in the summer for the sake of time.
I want a winter season.
I'm just gonna say it's been over a minute now.
Well, if we get to the
Ah.
next party, we'll do a winter game because that would be
Oh,
nice
sick.
and cozy.
Yeah.
And we will all
Or
be.
can we start as an autumn game
An autumn game.
and like transition into a winter game?
Maybe.
Because I do like both those seasons.
Everyone likes the seasons. My God, these people got fucking. I'm glad that someone else just stepped in and just. This person is very clearly. bloody.
deranged.
Look at this. Look at this chain.
Fair warning,
Fair
he's out the
warning.
game again. Jesus, nobody cares about game politics. One, learn to spell. Two, enjoy games like Battlefield. Five,
Battlefield.
Variable
Wow. He
future
really
then.
brought it to video games. Banal field.
For the variable future.
Battlefield?
You
No,
get
it's
instead
banal
of battlefield, it's a banal field.
Fucking hell, this. Wow. Somebody better give Dice a blindfold and a cigarette because they're not going back from that one
That was really good.
for the
Okay,
foreseeable future.
let's go.
One, learn to spell.
Oh, EE.
Foreseeable future.
Oh, wait, no, EA. Never mind, that's not right.
Right.
Yay.
Ben, are you going to recap what happens over. Like,
Oh wait, we forgot about recaps. That's a good
Oh,
idea.
okay, there was a big show. We put on a big show. We killed.
no,
we got
Ben,
the
you're not
ghost.
recapping Fire.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Right.
so wait, from the last session or
No, recap from.
the whole thing?
5
no.
years ago.
Yeah, 1,000 years ago. Recap from basically after Thingy
Writing.
left.
Okay, so they met a chav,
Ice, Vanilla Ice.
not a chav, a chap named Miles. He dances. He's a mushroom.
Yeah.
And they did some stuff over at the Charybdis Cove.
They made some
then
cash.
They
Quick
made well, they also started a riot.
Swings and roundabouts.
Why did the riot start?
Because people were pissed off about Swift and some shit.
Right.
And they wanted to kill him, and then Ryu messed around, got everyone fighting. Miles tried to quell it, didn't work. So they all fucked off and met a man called Mastiff who.
How
sent
did
them a
they
note.
know that they needed to go meet
A note.
Mastiff
Got
there?
a note from someone. He got
Yes.
a note. Yeah, a note. And he's
Why are
like
you
meeting at the
drilling
docks.
Ben so much for this?
We need to make sure this is as detailed as possible
I see.
for
So-
future recollection.
Mastiff was like, "Hey, or can you do Mastiff voice one more time?"
Hey,
Hey, come on. You guys gotta
Okay,
get on the
Come
boat.
on.
He said that. And they got on the boat and headed off to the Golden Saucer because apparently the boss, what was his name again?
Mr. Big, I think.
Mr. Big.
Manlow.
Manlow.
yeah.
Not Mr. Big. Who was Mr. Big?
Don't know. So
Mr.
they-
We'll see him soon.
his boss Manlo was like, "Okay, there's a big ghost I need to get rid of." And the Golden Saucer is quite nice. Oh, and also they fought some goblins on the way at the Foxham.
That was
They
important
saved-
because the
they
fact
saved
that they
some
had to
fellas.
stop to fight those goblins meant that they were in compensation to Manlow because they were on the clock on that traveling.
Yeah. And
TikTok,
they
TikTok.
saved some random guy and his friends or whatever, I guess. And then they headed to the Golden Saucer, and they had a nice night after having a meeting with Manlo, and they were like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna practice, we're gonna rehearse a show. Oh yeah, they agreed to do a show because
That was the compensation.
yeah.
They said that they would put a show on for him in order to, you know.
Yeah, lots
Okay.
of shows actually, but they didn't end up doing that.
Yeah, they only did one, but that's another story.
So they said, okay, we'll just have a nice night. Swift did some gambling. Miles, I don't know,
He
probably
sure
just
did.
I think Miles was looking after him. Ryu, I don't know what Ryu did. I think he
was
was probably
ghost
eating
hunting.
fish.
No, Ryu
Well-
went to his room so he could level up.
Yeah. Ryu fucked off to his room, and then Swift woke up the next morning in bed with Manlo's daughter, who he didn't know was Manlo's daughter. And then Manlo came in, and they
A comedy caper ensued.
yeah
Pretty much.
Miles and Ryu came in to help Manlo because he thought there was a ghost in the bathroom. And Miles diffused the situation while Ryu tried to basically well, I don't know if he tried to. We don't really know Ryu's true intentions most of the time. He
No,
was making it a lot worse than it needed to be. Luckily, it was diffused, and the three of them headed off after
Manlo's house.
to Manlo's house, where they found out it was a furniture ghost. And it was
Well, he was
making
more
furniture.
like a debtor's ghost, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Furniture was part of it.
Yeah, that was his special ability. He made the furniture come out the ceiling and the floor, and then they all ended up in the Shadow Realm except Swift. And Swift discovered some documents about debt and how Manlo was in debt. And then they discovered that the Manlo killed this man with poison. And then they put him in a snow globe and took him to the show with them.
Oh, yeah.
And they watched and they prepared the show. They rehearsed, I guess. Ryu got friends with a guard. He was preparing a boat so they could escape because they were about
It
to pull off.
depends how you define making friends.
Yeah, well,
Make friends
possess the
with the
guy.
ghost.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Ryu.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, so we're gonna pull off a big stunt in the show where we reveal that Manlo is actually a big bad man, and he killed the previous owner of the Golden Saucer. So they got the show going. It was Star Wars. It wasn't Star Wars.
Legally, we cannot say whether it was.
It
or
was
wasn't
legally
Star Wars.
distinct from
Yeah,
that
very
other.
legally distinct.
There were
from that
battles and
other
there were
sci-fi.
stars.
It was a
Yeah.
war. It was called A War Amongst the Stars. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sorry.
But
It was a war amongst the stars, and all the people were there. Manlo's wife was in it. Miles was in it. Swift was in
Well,
it, and then
darling.
there was also a child. Some people that looked like Reginald Sherman. You get the point. There were loads of
yeah,
them.
we were there.
Yeah.
It's amazing considering that Swift never met them.
Everyone loved it. Manlo loved it. His wife, he was so proud of her. Her big acting role of the year.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she's getting many like.
She's up for Oscars next year. She might finally beat what's her face?
Leo DiCaprio.
No, who's the woman who played bloody Thatch?
James Duty Dench.
Jane Judi Dench. Finally.
And after the show, Miles went on stage and was about to reveal the big truth.
And he
Lou
did.
wasn't very happy about it. He was trying to distract him and stop him because he just wanted the fame and fortune.
No, it's because he didn't want to fucking die. Come on. Evil, eh?
Miles revealed it anyway.
Hold on, I'll be right
Audience was
back.
Stunned. Okay. The audience was stunned. And afterwards, there was a bit of a riot. Manlo wanted us dead.
As
And
one
they,
do.
he sent his men's after us, which are all named after big dogs or little dogs sometimes. What were their names? There was Bulldog, wasn't there?
There was Bulldog. I think it was Bulldog. There was Chihuahua, maybe. I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
everyone.
A spaniel? I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
Spaniel.
Spaniel was. Yeah, I think Spaniel was one.
Okay.
There was maybe a
But-
Great Dane.
Was there
Oh,
anyone named Mutt?
Oh, that's good. But I don't think I thought of Mutt.
and
No,
they all
I'm,
went there.
I'm retconning in. There was a guy named Mutt. He was like the newest guy.
The leader of the gang was called Mongrel, but no one ever saw Mongrel.
Ryu ran off through the audience, Swift ran off through the bottom of the stage, and Miles ran off to the top of the stage on top of the beams, or whatever you call them.
Yeah, the kind of
Um,
catwalks above the stage.
yeah,
All the tech shit.
And they all got chased. Then they were getting chased quite a lot. I believe, because I wasn't actually here for it, Lou saved someone, a guard, and made friends with him because he was a big fan of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then Ryu and Lou met up and fell, and then somehow lived. With the guy in tow, and also there were giant bees that
Yeah,
were right control.
yeah.
Bees.
They
I
stoned
forgot
people
to
and made
set
them go
up.
to sleep.
Did he mention the bees?
Oh,
Yeah, you
oh,
just did.
yeah. And Lou had a confrontation with Manlo, where he mentioned something about his daughter being pregnant.
What happened?
You remember you said, you know, how could you hurt the father of your grandchild?
Oh yeah, that was really funny.
To
I forgot
shock
about that.
him into submission.
Yeah, he got stung by a bee as well.
No, Lou didn't get stung by a bee. He sucked poison out of Miles' leg.
Manlo did.
What? Who did?
Manlo. Did Manlo get stung by a bee?
I don't
No,
remember.
Manlo got battered to the back of his head by other criminal gangs.
Oh, okay.
I-
Miles tried to ride a bee. It didn't work. He got stung. He also tried to save a guy. Also barely worked. Bulldog.
He also
Uh,
met HK Howling.
He met HK Howling on his way out. He was a bit tipsy at the time. HK Howling got stung by a bee.
She was also trying to say something like, "Oh no, like all these characters were gay. I just never wrote it in the book."
Yeah. Miles then
And also
escaped.
something about shitting themselves.
Miles escaped. He met up with Ryu and Lou, and they all got on the boat. Miles was tipsy, and he revealed something about himself that if you don't remember, I'm not going to remind you.
I don't
Anyway.
need to. I remember it. I remember
Okay.
everything.
I
What
don't
was
remember
it?
it, but it's okay. It's in character for you to not care.
What was it, James?
You're
I forgot what I
you're the
said.
best family I ever had because I don't know my own family.
That was it. There we go.
Powerful.
There you go.
You've got
Ben,
very
that
low,
voice
is wrong
very
'cause he was
low
drunk.
standards.
Ben, did you even know yourself?
Oh no, I needed to know what I'd revealed because I couldn't remember.
I could have said anything.
You
Well,
could
yeah, but I would have known that because I know his
Oh
backstory.
yeah,
I
you
just
also
don't know
said
which
that
part.
Captain Swift is the best. That was how he punctuated that.
I don't.
Oh,
And
and
and then they got on the boat and they were chefs, I think, or something,
It was a boat full of chefs.
and they became chefs.
They made hardtack sandwiches and they were disgusting.
Yeah, and that's that.
All
also
right.
I think Cribbers the Cove,
Charybdis Cove.
Cribbers Cove.
Crystal Coast, yeah.
I think they're still in a massive riot, thinking everyone else is Captain Swift.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. Because that was the big paranoia that was left with.
Yeah, we fucked up there. We fucked up
I
the
don't-
golden saucer.
I don't even remember why it was so
We
fucking.
don't know if the news got to Iron Leg, whether Captain Swift was still alive. Don't know what's happened with whatever the son's name was because he got scratched. Basically, all
LeBlanc.
up in the air at the
Matt
moment.
LeBlanc.
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc from Joey from Friends.
Okay, now we're heading to Port Atreus. I'm probably gonna fuck that one up too.
Well, let's
Can't
see
wait.
how it goes.
We're off to Port Ayers. The wonderful
We're up to
Port-
go see Ryu's parents.
Oh, now they're dead.
Oh,
They're dead. Yeah.
We're gonna meet Ryu's parents' ghosts.
Oh no, they're dead.
he exercised them immediately.
Yeah, no.
Take that, Mum and Dad. Get out of the way.
Dad, that's what you get for telling me I couldn't become a ghost hunter.
That's for not giving me an Xbox, Dad.
You know that BMX I didn't get for Christmas? Well, fuck you. Bang bang.
All right. So,
son.
sea salt fills the air. It's kind of a thick smell of it as you come pulling into Port Atreus. It's a bit of a foggy day, though it's kind of hard to tell with Port Atreus being a center of industry as much as a kind of import-export area. A lot of ships come and go, and this place is either foggy or smoggy. It may or may not matter depending on how much you value your breath.
Okay, as soon as Rio steps on land, he just says, Port Atreus, home. Or at least it was until I fucked everything up.
before that happens, Swift is up on the what do they call the top part of a ship where it's got like a little
the bow?
thing where you can.
Mast?
Yeah, the
Yes.
bow.
Oh,
No.
bow or
Oh,
mast?
I thought you were talking about the lookout.
Yeah, the lookout. That's what I
Oh,
was
yeah,
thinking of.
yeah.
He's on top of the lookout. He's having a wonderful sing-song. He's back to normal again. The singing's back.
Do you have your kazoo?
Yes.
Why do I imagine like the fucking captain and the crew being like, "Oh, I get
Can you do
down
that
from
song
there, you
from Titanic? All the chefs on the deck are just really frustrated.
I was gonna say, could I roll the dice to see if any of the chefs have joined in with his singing?
Sure, make that a charisma check. You won't get any XP if you fail.
I didn't think I would. That's fine.
Yeah.
I see you."
Oh shit.
Not only are they trained chefs, but
Not only are they trained chefs, but
We break out into a musical
they're also
number.
trained singers and dancers.
I see.
We do all break out into a musical number. Mars is
Well,
dancing.
For some
Reuse.
reason, it's from the musical Mamma Mia.
So basically, they're singing an ABBA song.
Yes.
You just
Is it Mamma
spent
Mia?
It's a
7
single
hours doing a recreation of Angels in America, which is weird because America doesn't exist. And how the heck?
No, we call it Cyrodiil. Oh, Cyrodiil, yes.
Saints in
Got to be-
Cyrodiil.
Cyrodiil, you know, it's near Skirrimtu.
Ah, yes, I see. I remember. Anyway, so they've sung so they're like just full of energy. They're all singing and dancing. Miles has never seen him so jubilant before. Unfortunately, Ryu has, and is giving him a headache.
Oh. He's
Miles
gonna
is
sing
dancing.
you all night, isn't he?
As you, from the docks of Port Atreus, you can obviously hear people yelling from the fish market. It's kind of, as you kind of walk in, the sea salt air gets replaced by a smell of fried fish.
Ooh.
Big crowds of people hustling and bustling on the docks, crates being moved here and there. The Port Atreus kind of rises up from the docks into a kind of semicircular rise. Very, very tall buildings on all sides. Very concrete brickwork, grey buildings going out in all directions. Very, very thin streets each and every way you go.
It's
You get a lot, well, Miles and basically all of you here actually have some history. Each of you kind of get looks from people. A few people actually who do recognize Ryu from his younger days, kind of some kind of call out, "Oi, Ryu," most kind of avert their gaze. Though Swift,
Hello there.
the new...
Not only has Swift got history there, could I use a move?
What move do you wish to use?
A lover in every port.
Oh, yes. Yes,
oh
you
great,
may.
we're gonna get an angry lady chasing us through town.
I can't wait. Swift takes a big old breath of fresh air. He hasn't stepped foot in Port Atreus for about 5 years. When they were up in Lassifer doing all the shows, they decided, we'll work back southwards again. Port Atreus obviously being one of the closest major metropolitans to Lassifer. So he spent quite a lot of time there. And during his time, he has met quite a wonderful lot of ladies.
Oh, I'm going to
including-
say 5 years.
Oh,
That's a
goddammit.
heck of a while.
Yeah.
Let me see, they're willing to help you for a price. Well, okay, well, first describe who you're going to meet.
Oh, wow, I haven't even thought that far. I thought it was going to be...
Frank.
Well, I mean, let's...
Give me a
Alright.
moment. See,
Okay.
see how, the other boy's doing.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll give you a moment
Okay,
to think on
Rio,
that one.
Rio instantly taking in the local area. He's gonna go up to a fisher selling, fish food or something like.
Mm.
And he just goes up and then suddenly starts talking Port Atreus slang. Oi, me gov, fucking two big ones, I.
Two big
Oh.
ones this time of day.
Yeah,
You
fuck
can't-
maybe.
Are you
I've been
plasters,
out on-
mate? Are you absolutely plasters?
Yeah, but I've been out on the fucking rowboat side. I'm not Eden. I'm fucking
You're not
famished.
Ethan. What?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're telling
Eden.
porkies right now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Swift would like to go and join in. He also knows a little bit of Port Atreus slang.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
all right, mate. Hey, yeah, you put that fish away. Yeah? I don't want anything that's been in the ocean. You got anything that's been on land?
I ignore this gobber. He's an outsider.
No, mate. I know port area, yeah. Fish, not far food, not too bad, yeah. But everything else, that's so.
He
He speaks like a local ragger. He speaks like a local ragger. He does.
I mean, it's a China plate day.
What's China?
No, no, that's what they say. Foreigner. It's a China plate.
China plate means
China
a
plate.
foreigner.
Yes, sure.
Wow, the slang got really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can see it. All right, yeah, 2 big ones coming up. Starting from on land.
Yeah, nice. And freshly cooked. They're right for the supper, right?
Yeah. He puts down 2 giant Atrian kippers.
Oh, good.
They're giant kippers.
Ryu eats them like a cartoon cat. He just puts them into his mouth and pulls out bones and a head.
Very, very salted, recently grilled. They're good to go.
Straight from the sea.
Straight from the sea. As for something on land, you get some what looks to be a kind of frog meat from a giant toad.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Chicken, what, frog legs?
It's kind of it's fried yet jellied. Very
Hey,
strange
Miles,
bit of
you're not
works.
gonna get. Hey, Miles, you're not gonna get any.
Miles is kind of daydreaming at the moment. He's looking off at the ocean.
Oh, great! He's gonna
And-
start fucking.
He's in the middle of doing a reprise after the song that they had on the boat.
He's been looking around, and I'd like to activate my move, A Port in the Storm.
Ooh.
I've been here before, as you know. I'd probably say
I didn't know we did know that, but okay.
what Snake does. About I don't know, probably 2 years ago. I want to say.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were here you were last here 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I'm just trying to think what has changed in 2 years. Well, for one thing, last time you came here, it was a lot less busy. It seems there's a lot more people coming and going. It just seems generally a ton busier. How long would you, if you guys have been in town for maybe like, there used to be a theater on the docks. That place is now kind of closed down. It's now a warehouse.
That
Rather
sucks.
Oh no,
depressingly.
I was where Captain Swift used to perform.
That's
Terrible.
where Miles got his first gig.
So that place is now closed down. On the you see a name on the side of it. I'll write it down.
Billy.
Groove Holdings.
So you see that a name and a logo plastered on the side of it. In fact, you see that on a few of the ships around here as well. When you last came here, you may have known Bellevue as just kind of a small chain of kind of general stores. Well, it now seems he's got quite a big holding around the docks.
Blimey,
Oh,
he's the
okay.
Tesco's of the West.
Oh, I get. I was gonna ask if I could roll like fucking something on it. This,
Could I spout law?
outlaw. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Hey, this is my turf, furry boy.
Okay.
All right, wow,
You
all
go
right. What
first,
do you
bud.
want to spout lore on? Is it Bellevue? Is it what have
Yeah,
you?
Bellevue. I'm just like.
You know that he grew up around the same area as you.
Fucking Bellevue? You fucking owns the boy proper boat and shit.
You're gonna fucking talk like this the whole
No.
time.
Nah, just to this special guy.
Oh yeah, Bellevue. Yeah, he got proper big. He got proper big after a streak a couple of years back.
Fucking hell, I grew up in the same area as him. It was a right proper nonce he was.
Nons.
I knobhead.
File.
No, I was gonna say knobhead. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that to appear in the campaign.
Oh hey, no, you can't deny he's got the dosh. He's got
No,
the dosh.
no, people happy.
It's amazing that the longer I talk as this character, it just pauses. It just becomes more of a mush.
It just turns into like alcoholic nonsense.
Basically, Rio and this guy is talking nonsense to everyone else.
Swift understands bits.
Okay. I'd also like to use my other move.
Mm-hmm.
Not a move even. It's my
What's it called?
race, my Jaipong. When you enter an important location, your call. I say this is pretty important. You can ask the GM for one factor in the history of that location. I might just let you know that's there for now because I'm not sure what to ask.
I mean, it seems to be pretty open ended. Let me
Yeah.
look at the exact
I'll just
writing.
copy and paste it in.
Cheers. Yeah, I want to see the exact wording of that. Oh, you can ask the gem for one fact from the history of that. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's specifically an ask. All right, yeah, hold on to that.
Yeah.
And ask when you've got a question that you want to ask. All right, so yeah, it's very, very busy. A lot of hustle and bustle, even around the docks. As you get further into the docks, away from the market, by the waterside, you see a lot more kind of taverns, just with the hustle and bustle of dock workers coming and going. A lot of people are just kind of sat outside on barrels and such. The kind of the smells of salt and then the smells of fish kind of give way to a more sickly smell, a kind of not rotten, a kind of stale alcohol smell at this part of the city. It's a kind of assault on the senses walking through this place. Everything changes every few steps. Fort Atreus, in a way, is kind of a city where every street is a little bit different, and, well, even going to the docks, you kind of distinctly change place 3 times before you even get to the main street.
What is the main street like?
The main street is kind of a hill that cuts through this middle of town, bisecting it through the middle, just kind of up that way. A lot of high-end shops, closer you get to the actual dockside, the shops, well, there's kind of a fall-off. The closer you get to the docks, it gets posh again. Then in the middle, it gets poorer. Then as you get closer to the end of Port Atreus and outside, it gets a bit fancier again.
Ooh.
Kind of going up and going down. But a lot of people on carriages. A kind of very basic magical powered tram system runs up and down the place. It's probably the widest street in that it is actually somewhat wide. You know, you can walk freely in all directions, or you would be able to were it not for the traffic of horses, carriages, and the tram moving up and down. But unlike most things, it's not actually maybe 2 bodies wide, unlike most streets in this place, which is just kind of a maze of cobblestone networks.
Could I roll a spout law to figure out if Captain Swift knows if those magic trams are new?
I'll just tell you that, yeah, they are. You don't have to roll for that.
Do they have Bellevue's name on them?
Those do not, no. Those are owned by the city.
Ah, I see. Public transport. How wonderful.
The transport hasn't been privatized yet.
Thank God for that.
It does lose some of its rustic charm, I must admit.
Now, I know for
suppose-
certain that I do know somebody in Port Atreus, but I'm not even sure if they're still here anymore. There was a wonderful woman by the name of, what was it again? And I'm going to have a look at someone on my desk to see if I can come up with a name.
Her name was Pepper Ann.
Her name was Pepper Ann.
Wow. Pepper
That was
Ann.
her name.
Her name was Pepper Ann.
Pepper
what was
Ann.
this? What was
She's
this
like
Pepper
1
Ann
in a
to you?
million.
What's
Well,
this Pepper Ann to you?
She's like 1 in a million and she can make you sneeze.
yeah, unfortunately so. Yeah, Pepper Ann. So, what would be Captain Swift's relationship to Pepper Ann, other than the fact that he was probably there entertaining and probably a fling with her, as is usually the case? That might be able to be used against him in some sort of leverage, as, you know, they will help him out before a price. But what kind of help does he need? I don't really know. I'm not quite sure what sort of situation they're in this moment, so I'm going to keep that one in my back pocket.
Okay. Well, as you're wandering through town, Ryu, you hear someone shout out to you, "My word! If it isn't Ryu, my great rival."
Rio gets a very, face, and he turns around. Well, if it isn't...
Kenneth,
Do you?
you'll remember me, surely, Ryu. The great ghost hunter Kenneth. Where have
Oh,
you been all
Kenneth.
this time?
Oh, I just came back from the Golden Saucer. Exercised the ghost there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Snake, can I roll something to see if Captain Swift knows Kev?
Sure. Oh, his name is Kenneth.
So Kenneth.
It's Ken from Street Fighter.
Gen. Oh yeah,
Kenneth.
Ryu and Gen. Funny.
Kenneth.
Gen. Ah, that's a good joke. What would I roll? I've
Oh,
I mean, I guess spout lore if you want to know who this motherfucker is.
wisdom. Okay, he hasn't met him, but he knows of him.
You
Because I
saw.
was going to do a thing that if I got a high roll, it was going to be, oh, Ryu, this is the guy that I originally wanted to see about ghost hunting.
Well, you have seen flyers for him around, and he is indeed a ghost hunter. His renown, however, is a mystery. Well, you were gallivanting around, fixing ghosts elsewhere. I was helping out our wonderful hometown of Port Atreus. Didn't think about that, did you?
Hey, Ryu! I think I know this guy. He used to do magic down at the theatre.
shut up. Shut up, Swift.
You shut up. You shut up.
Are there a lot of ghosts in Port Atreus?
Oh,
Not that.
there are tons. So many that it's scared off little Ryu here to every other corner of the earth.
What?
You-
No. No, man.
You, is
There's
that
like
true?
no
Are you
ghosts
worse?
here. There
Everyone's
was like
talking
no
at once.
ghosts here.
No, there are plenty. There are tons of ghosts everywhere. Don't you know?
How many ghosts have you excised this month?
Why so many? I can't even count.
Could you give us a vague number, just so we know you're not bullshitting?
Well, it's in the triple digits.
Fucking hell, Ryu,
Zero,
that's more than you
zero,
have.
zero.
I've been on this adventure with you for months, and you've only exercised 3 ghosts.
Yeah, but it's mostly because you've been in a way.
Well, if you're such a good ghost hunter, I don't think that should have been an issue.
And besides, he's probably going after just little spirits. And besides,
Small ghosts.
I thought you gave up this whole thing, Kenneth, after you kind of wasn't great at it.
What do you mean, kind of wasn't great at it? I've always been great at it. Now, there may have been some slip-ups early in my career, but that was... We all had to learn the ropes, and I learned them.
I mean, in fairness to you, we did have a magic show down
I
the
mean,
theatre.
I
I
really
don't know if
hope-
you had that.
I mean, I really hope you're not still trying to use a net.
I gave up the net ages ago, and besides, you know that net was covered in purified salt. It was a perfect ghost-catching idea.
It was my mom's salt we stole for the kitchen.
You, I haven't seen you use a net. Are you sure that he's not more of an expert than you are?
Shut up, Swift. You don't use nets when chasing ghosts.
Oh, are we healed up, by the way?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we spent a few days
Oh,
on
Well,
the
just in
boat.
case we were going to get into a fight with Ken. like-
Well, Kenneth, good to hear that you're, well, at least getting by.
I'm doing more than getting by. I've got an office, I've got a secretary, I've got respect.
cool.
Everyone here wants my services when they have a ghost. And on that note,
Oh.
a portly man comes running up and says, "Oh, thank goodness, Ryu's here."
Oh, hi.
Kenneth's face just kind of sinks.
Hey,
What a coincidence! You're back in town finally.
yeah. You know, I had a bit of a run in it at the Golden Saucer. You know,
Oh wow, you're so many successes. You're even doing work at the Golden Saucer. That's so impressive.
yeah, no. Oh, by the way, this furry ball of a that's walking around, that's Swift, and that's Miles, the Mushroom Man.
Call me Lou.
Oh, hello Lou. Hello, Miles.
Lou is short for Bello.
Right. Look, you're needed down at town hall if you've got time to spare. There's a job going if you want it, and yeah. Kenneth steps forward and says, "But what about me? I've given my services." And he just kind of turns to him and says, "Well, you're free to come too."
Hey, Kenneth. Let's do it like the old days.
Well, Kenneth, surely you're too busy right now to come to a silly
Oh,
little meeting.
I will always make time for town hall.
Yeah, exactly, Kenneth. It will be like the old days, like just you, me, and Momo here. Exactly, boyo.
Oh,
That's Ken-
oh,
that's
yes,
Kenneth,
I
not his
forgot.
own
I
Momo.
forgot about the only reason you're any good at this. Hello,
Hey.
Momo.
Hey, boyo.
Hello, Mo.
I should. You know, I haven't beaten you up for that thing last time we met.
Well, stop by after 5, and the head of the guard should be able to see you and explain our ghost problem. It's pretty major. Just avoid the eastern block of town.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Until
Kenneth.
then.
You have an office, so we can crash there, right?
No, you cannot crash at my office.
Fine. I mean, I guess you don't want my help for this.
No, I don't. I don't need your help for this.
That's the spirit, Kenneth.
Well, if you, I'll be at town hall at 5 on the dot. No, you can turn up later. On the dot. he
On
walks
the
off.
dot. Okay. You heard that, Swift?
On the dot, got it.
On the dot.
Actually, no,
yes.
Swift. You find a hotel room and just stay there.
What?
Wait, you're Captain
Sam.
Swift. My word, I'm a big fan. Can I have an autograph?
Oh, yes, absolutely, my man. Give me a bit of paper and I'll sign it for you now.
He pulls out a scrap of paper. He's, make it out to Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yeah, absolutely. How old's young Jimmy?
He's 9. Big fan.
Ah, look, wonderful age, 9. Not a care in the world. To Jimmy from Captain
Oh,
Swift.
you have a. Oh yeah, he grew up, that little tyke. Good on him.
Oh yes, proud every day. And he takes
Oh,
the paper. He kind of bows and wanders off.
Can't believe that he beat that sickness.
Do you? You can't expect me to go to a hotel room. There's so much going on here.
Don't
It
just
is a
stay away.
very busy place.
You stay away out of my ghost business. You can have
Mhm.
Kenneth if you want to.
Miles, can I have a quick word with you?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And we just turn around and start whispering.
Sweet. Sweet, go
Yeah.
away. You can't hear this.
Uh,
Oh, well, maybe you can, I suppose. Sweet
I'm
can
hot.
hear this, but Ryu can't hear this.
Wow.
Right. I think I feel sorry for Kenneth, and I think we should help him out.
Oh, are you suggesting that we try?
I
we
know what
work with-
I know what
we
it
work-
feels like to be the underdog. I'm half of that, and I think Ryu. I don't know, something about ever since Key left, he's had a bit of a change in personality, and I think if we help Kenneth out, it might sort him out a little bit.
So he hasn't always been like this. You're saying?
He has his moments. I think it's because when Key was with us, he was, that kind of sort of took the harshness off it. But I don't know. Either way, I think if we help Ken out, then a
We
little
could
bit of
squash-
rivalry
we
might
could
get.
squash his ego somehow.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, hey, look at me. My ego was squashed, and I feel a lot better for it.
I'm not huge on the idea, but I suppose I'll go along with it. But we must be covert.
Oh, absolutely. Let's be as Ryu would not have no idea about it. Like he wouldn't have even heard what we said.
Mm. Okay, fine.
Sorry about that, Ryu. I needed to talk to Miles about man problems.
Yes.
sure.
He has lots of those.
Hey,
Yes.
Kenneth, is that in Grandpa Murphy's inn? Is this still around?
Oh, Grandpa Murphy's in. Yeah, that still exists.
Yeah, despite the fact that Grandpa Murphy has been dead for 2 generations.
You aren't gonna rename it. It's in honor of Grandpa Murphy.
Yeah, that's true. It's Grandpa Murphy.
Snake, I have a
Ken,
question.
have you got a
Yeah.
moment before we go off on an adventure? I haven't been to Port Atreus in so long. I'd love somebody to show me around. While Ryu's setting up and all.
Yes, you could take me around too.
Yes.
All right.
Actually,
We don't
no.
we don't want
I
to
want.
Ryu's
no,
style or anything.
Never mind. I don't want to go with. I want to.
Wow.
Why not?
Yeah, let's
Martha
go
thinks-
around together and you just walk off.
Miles has somewhere he wants to go first.
Well, we could do
Mm.
both. Kill 2
Well,
birds
yeah, I
with one
suppose.
stone.
So it depends on the amount of time. Anyway, I do want to ask a question.
Right. Go for
About
it.
the area.
All right.
What's the history of ghosts in this area? Because there are 2 ghost hunters from this place, and it seems like a pretty big.
Seems like
hotspot.
too many ghost hunters.
Well, there are enough ghosts. This place doesn't get really, really big threatening ghost problems, mainly just kind of small exorcisms needed. So it breeds a kind of small industry, and you get a lot of rich people who really buy into it. So you get a lot of people who may scam them, essentially, because
Mm.
they believe they're a ghost where they're not really a big problem. And there is also a small, nowhere near the size it gets in, say, Lassifer, but there is a kind of magic school, and ghost hunting kind of naturally comes up in the course of that.
Okay.
The ghosts you get here generally aren't that malevolent, aren't that threatening. Generally.
Right. Okay.
They're more like Casper ghosts.
That said, despite the actual lack of ghosts, there is a kind of long history of kind of horror writers in this area, a lot of urban legends of ghosts.
Right.
Some like Stephen King.
And
Kind of.
DB Nice vehicle.
It's essentially just that because the way the streets are designed and the way it bounces noise around, you get a lot of people reporting ghosts where there aren't because noise bounces from many, many streets over. A lot of shit like that happens.
Okay.
This is
That's
very-
why Swift likes it. It amplifies his voice.
Yeah, Swift, you could sing on a street corner in one of the more kind of mazy areas and be heard for blocks around as just the acoustics just bounce you.
Well, good thing that we're going to sing a song to get Ken big and confident.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no, I just realized what I've done.
So what's happening now? So is Ryu, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to Grandpa Murphy's. And
Okay.
Maybe
Let's
I'll
hang out.
maybe I'll meet the grandchild Murphy.
Maybe. Swift wants to ask Ken a quick question if you
Oh,
could. while
actually,
he's coming
I will
along.
leave you with Ken.
You can catch up to Ken as he's kind of storming off. By the way, for how Ken looks, he is wearing a yellowish trench coat with a red cape. He's got slick back blonde shoulder length hair. He has a rapier at his side and
Thick eyebrows.
and he's
Thickest.
wearing a red Parisian vest.
Excuse me, Mr. Ken, Kenneth, even.
Yes,
Do you mind
what
if
is
I
it?
ask you? Do you mind if I ask you a quick question?
No, what is it?
Well, seeing as you've lived in this town for so long and you know so much about the different magic and all sorts that are going on, don't suppose that you've come across lycanthropes or anything like that before?
Oh my, I've had many a run-in with lycanthropes. Oh, slain a lot of... Sorry, what is your question?
What?
Is this where he realizes who's he talking to?
She kind of looks up. So you're Captain Swift, correct? Just brushing past
I mean,
that.
Captain Swift is more of a stage name, but as I said, you can call me Big Lou.
Well, Lou, what are you asking about in particular?
Well, let's say that I've been traveling with Ryu for so long now, and I was hoping that he might be able to find me some kind of cure to my condition, or at least something about, if he knows any particular, places where lycanthropes are. But seeing as you're the second foremost magic expert of this particular area, and, well, I imagine that being in this place, you've had a lot more time to study up. Don't suppose you know anything about them, or, any particular leads I can follow?
Well, there's a great many resources on lycanthropes out there, but of course Ryu wouldn't be able to help you, useless as he always is. I would say you should look into the Grimati School of Magic on the north side.
The Grimati School of Magic, you say?
Yes. Look into there. Look up Rudius.
Well, thank you very much for that information. And, hey, I suppose while I'm here, I guess I could help you, help you out a little bit with your magic stuff, because not to be offensive or anything, but I think Ryu's got the showmanship down a little bit more than you have. But you haven't met Captain Swift before now, have you?
My word, I don't think I have.
No, I don't think so either. So, before 5 o'clock if you want. See me for an hour and I can see if I can bump your charisma up a little bit.
Not that I need the help, but certainly.
Ah, wonderful. Well, eye for an iron is all they say. But thank you very much for the information.
Wow, just this in-party sabotage of Ryu going on.
Swede, what is it about your characters that I have to sabotage every single one of them?
I don't
What's
fucking
that?
know.
Ryu sabotaged us.
Yeah, he did sabotage us by being mean. Ryu's like dangling to death, and Swift's like, to be honest, you shouldn't have just been so mean, though, because now this is a hard decision to make.
Okay, Miles is gonna head to Bellevue Holdings as his first port of call.
Import actress.
Where are you headed
Yeah.
to? Sorry?
Bellevue Holdings.
Bellevue Holdings. Okay, so yeah, you are able to track down the offices of Bellevue Holdings. It's kind of more in the business part of town. You got a business sector where you get a lot more just kind of grassy patches.
Oh, wait, I meant the actual store.
Oh, you want to
the-
go to the old
The
store?
one that was the former theater.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, it's a warehouse now, so yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, basically I want to go there or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, you go there. The place was kind of, you can kind of see a few old remnants of it being a theater, the kind of railings for the state, for the curtains and all that, but for the most part, the place has been gutted. It's filled with kind of crates. There's a fair few people walking around, just kind of moving things here and there. One person, as you walk in, one kind of person kind of like barges you, not barges up, just kind of yells, "Oi, get out of the way," as he's kind of moving a bunch of crates outside to be probably loaded onto a ship down at the docks proper. What are you here to do?
He'd like to find out. Well, I know I want to find out. He'd like to talk to someone, anyone, I guess.
I mean, as you talk to a few people just working at the warehouse, they just don't really know what to tell you. Say, well, just go and talk to the boss man. He's up in his office, and they just kind of point you to an office up above the main floor of the warehouse.
Miles will head up there then.
Okay. You knock on the door. You're kind of greeted by a sickly, thin-looking man with a long mustache that pretty much goes from cheek to cheek. Like, goes across his entire face. And he just, as he opens the door, he just kind of eyes you a bit. He looks a bit taken aback by the fact you're a mushroom man. Like, excuse me, who and what are you?
My name is Miles Elliam. It does not matter what I am. I'm a man just like you. I am here to inquire about a few things to do with this warehouse and its former owners.
Oh, well, come in then. I must say, if he's a man like me, that's a heck of a skin condition. He kind of sits down behind his rather posh-looking mahogany desk that kind of doesn't fit anything else in this room. Everything else in the room looks kind of ramshackle. Not ramshackle, but kind of, musty and old and not very well maintained. But that desk has a lot of care.
Okay, so this place is a warehouse, yes.
Yes. It's owned by
How
the
long has it been like this?
last 6 months, I would say.
And prior to that, it was a theatre, correct?
That's right. It was a theatre prior to that. I saw many a show in here.
And what, pray tell, happened to that theatre? Why did it become this, I suppose?
Well, the theatre got moved. Bellevue bought them out, and they're set up further in the city now.
Would you be able to direct me to the location of the theatre?
Yes, of course. It's called the Melview now. It's spelled like, not like Bellevue, but spelled like this.
Thank you very much. The Melview Theatre.
Yes, he did ask they change the name, but they said just because it rhymes doesn't give him the right.
Right, yes, I agree with that sentiment. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Jolly cooperation.
I'll be bidding you adieu now.
Adieu.
Goodbye. Farewell.
Lovey to saying goodbye.
So, goodbye, farewell. Coney Isle, my Coney...
No, keep going, sweet.
I
What's
can't.
there?
I don't know.
Okay.
For you, do you want to do anything, or do we go back to Captain Smith
Yeah, no.
visiting the Magic Academy?
No. Ryu walks in to the fucking Grandpa Murphy. Grandpa Murphy's
Dropkick
Grandpa
Murphy,
Fuck
yeah.
Murphy. Yeah.
and he says,
Back to Boston.
hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, it's still very, very dark, very, very dim, and filled with cigarette smoke.
Oh, I hate
It
it.
smells like old people.
There's a fire roaring in the corner. It's not a kind of pleasant fire, it's more a kind of sooty fire.
Yeah.
A few people just kind of sat around drinking beers. Actually, hang on, this is your place. Am I being unfair here?
Nah,
Okay.
it's very, very much like that. It smells like old people.
The man behind the bar is this large, heavy-set man with very, very hairy arms and an eye patch. As he just pours very, very frothy mugs of beer into, what's that? Into pewter cups. Just kind of
So
serves
Ryu walks
people
up to
sat
and says,
before him.
Grandchild Murphy, I presume?
Yeah, I'm Grandchild Murphy. What of it?
Oh, hi. Ryu, I wanna...
Though most
I wanna...
people call me Dennis.
Oh, hi, Dennis.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanna rent a room for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, alright.
Foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future.
Well, not too far into it, but
You know, most
Cover all
of us,
bases. Let me book it for 10 years if I could.
most people, they like to kind of set a period of time, not a vague...
Well, I know. Well, you see, I might have a job here, and I don't know how long.
Alright.
Let's say a week.
Alright, that will be 14 minus charisma coins.
I forgot how this place has the dumbest thing. 14. Wait, when you say minus charisma,
That's
like
the
you
full
lose-
number, because it says
Oh,
charisma.
nice. It cost me 0. Don't you remember me? I'm Ryu.
Oh yeah, you've exorcised Grandpa Murphy's ghost. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course you could stay here for free.
Oh, nice. Good. Oh yeah, there might be some other dude, a big hairy dude, and a mushroom dude might go here. Maybe. I'm not sure what they're deciding to stay.
Oh, I can relate to both of those. He says as he rips a mushroom out from under the bar and just bites into it. And he's very hairy.
And he howls.
I see. Anywho, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Now, what time is it? At 5 p.m. I need to be at the fucking
Let's
city
say
house.
it's about 1 right now. You guys arrived kind of very early in the
Okay.
day, and you've just kind of been wandering around at this point.
Magic school. Magic school.
All right, you're going to the
Magic
magic school. You're going to the Grammarty.
We're off to the Grammarty, baby.
I have a question, Snake, about the Grammarty
Yeah.
and the name.
Is it what?
Oh.
You're asking if it's related in any way to Chromati?
No, I was going to ask if it's related in any way to Grammar
No.
from Ace Attorney. Okay.
No.
We
I don't
haven't
know.
met Swift's fucking old flame here.
Not yet, but we will eventually. Hopefully.
Maybe she was a magic person.
I don't know, maybe. Depends what
Maybe.
Snake's got cooking up. He's the dungeon master. I'm
As well.
merely a passenger on his roller coaster.
Well, the as you get to the Grammatic School, it's immediately recognizable by the kind of blue flame braziers on the outside of the school, and now the kind of curved stonework, making this place look a lot more fancy than most of the buildings surrounding it. This place looks a lot more like something of a very, very shapely cathedral rather than the kind of stone square brutalist architecture that makes up a lot of Port Atreus.
Interesting. Old-fashioned. Old church style learning thing. How interesting. I wonder if it's older than anything in Last of It. I wonder. Either way, he makes his way forward then, I suppose. Am I through?
Why did that
Yeah.
link and not bloody well?
Hmm?
Sorry, I just realised I meant to link the bloody equipment list, and it linked
Oh.
Roll20
Nice.
editor,
Oh dear.
which won't
This
do
is-
anything for you, but hey.
It's worth having though.
Hmm.
Anyway, Snake, what's happening? Sorry, I feel like I got sidetracked.
Well,
for
I
a
didn't
sec.
do anything, so I just told you you're outside the building. Did you do
Okay, can I
something?
go inside the building?
Yeah,
then
you can go
first?
inside the building. You push aside the giant wooden double doors and make your way in. You're greeted by a large reception with marble flooring and just it's not empty exactly at the moment. There's this row of people sat to one side. It's very much a reception kind of area. The kind of grandeur gave way to what looks now not quite like an office, a very upscale Victorian style office, but still an old lady kind of sits behind the reception desk and she looks up and goes, "Oh my word."
I have a feeling that they're not going to let me have a look at their books unless I'm a local, so I need to need to slip in. I need to start using my old part Adrian tongue and see how I get on.
Is Swift gonna dress up like a fucking student?
So he's gonna take his coat off and he's gonna mess his hair up a bit. Goes over to it. So, excuse me, love. I got into a bit of scrap with what I think is werewolf, and now I'm start looking like this. I was hoping if you got any bucks on hand to have a look. Only thing is I've misplaced my library card, but obviously time's ticking here.
You got in a right rumble with a werewolf?
Yeah,
Says
right,
the old
well,
lady.
yeah, no, I mean, look, yeah, look. You can't quite see the scratches underneath the fur, but yeah, no, but I mean, look at me. I'm all
You're
covered in the
scrapper,
stuff.
aren't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Actually,
Right, roll
if I may add,
charisma.
Real
Thank
charisma.
you. May I add a dumb NPC?
Sure.
So you actually hear from the other side of the library. You got a bribe before I for a werewolf, eh?
Oh, sorry. Let me cover.
You
Let me
just hear
also
a
cover my
loud-
mouth in a
A
glass.
loud shh.
Well, man, I don't get my bell out. You just came out of nowhere and frighten me up, man.
Did you just devolve into what's that fucking actor's name in the middle of that?
What are you talking about?
Bischoff.
Try to remember the name of an actor now.
Hector.
Anyway, I thought it
Anyways,
was funny.
big
Oh
14.
my
this.
goodness, yeah, big 14 goes, oh, you need a library right away. We need a doctor or something. We got a spirit doctor. Oh, yeah, get in there.
Yeah, no. I ain't got money for a doctor at the moment. And I always think my dad always used to say to me, "Hey, if you can't do it yourself, why bother getting somebody else to do it?" You know what I mean?
Know what I mean? Yeah, know what you mean.
All right. Well, yeah. Anyways, Dor, where's the book set?
So she points you to the library.
Much appreciated. I tell you what, while I'm here, I'll actually take a library card if I could.
Yeah, she hands you a library card.
Much appreciated, mistress. Just gives him a little smooch on there. Gives that old lady a smooch on the forehead.
That's harassment.
How patronizing.
And anyways, he's gonna go read some books. What do I do for that?
I
gonna
guess
have to
we'll
read-
make this a spout law +1.
Oh, I was gonna say just roll intelligence to see if you can read.
I think he can read. I think he's
I,
got that one down.
I don't know.
Nail that.
I don't know. Sweet does make a good point. Spout law, which is wisdom.
No, spout law is an intelligence.
Shit. All right, hold on then.
Well, we'll just take that result. So you got a 6 and a 5, and what is your intelligence score?
My intelligence score is 0.
Well, okay, so it's +1, so you got a 13 essentially. So
Okay.
you're fine. You succeed either way. So, all right. So, what were you looking for in particular? You were looking for cures for. Well, oh, what was it?
2 things. One, either a cure or some kind of solution, maybe a quick one. And if not that, some information about his race that he doesn't know a lot about.
Okay, so you find a couple of things. Some of it familiar, some of it a bit less so, but most of the cures are, well, one is a soul transfer, which you've rejected in the past.
Boggins already,
Yeah, which is just take over someone else's body, and hey, that's a quick way out of it. Another way.
He scratches that out of the book with a big marker, even though it's not his book. He just
Wow,
scratches.
sabotaging library equipment. That was just there for the purpose of.
He
knowing-
winks at the old lady while he does it as well, like maintains eye contact while he scratches it out.
Then there are glamours where you essentially hide your form underneath a magical spell or a potion, and a lot of swamp folk are experts in glamours.
Hmm.
They are typically very expensive and very well guarded secrets. Every tiny little village in the swamps have their own recipes, some safer than others. And a lot of them aren't really willing to give them to others. A lot of them even use glamours not to appear human, but to appear beastly to kind of scare travelers off and keep
Interesting.
civilization at bay.
Okay, but we'd be looking around the kind of Great Gate of Spring area for that.
Yeah, Gate of the Spring and a bit deeper in, and most of the books you'll find are on the history of the Gate of the Spring, kind of talking about a kind of conflict between humans and non-humans there, which it kind of doesn't go into the resolution of that, just saying essentially just kind of brushing it off as, and now it's the gate of the spring.
Okay. Well, I've made some notes. I feel
As
like
for permanent solutions to it, that's where it gets a lot more foggy and a lot more legends say, rumors say, there is a great X at Y, those kind of things. Things that would be useful if they didn't seem so unattainable or dangerous.
Absolutely. He's on the glamour train now. He's all about the glamorous life, so he's gonna start looking into that maybe. Also, maybe his friend Ken might be able to help him out. I mean, he does seem so confident talking about magic, so why not? Okay, slams those books shut, puts them back on the table, walks past the old lady, gives her a wink and a finger gun, and then walks on out. That's the end of that.
Okay.
What the douchebag?
She didn't say that. You
No.
said that, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, it was actually the lady next to her.
It was the person who was in the other room who had the glass in their mouth.
Oh, I tried to simulate like he was far away.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that was a good simulation of it. It was all right. Wait, Snake, what's happening next?
What is happening next? Well, where do each of you go from there? Do you each meet up at the
Well, I was going to the theatre.
Oh,
I mean, you went. Oh yeah.
okay,
so-
you go to the theatre first then. I have an idea, but you go to the theatre first.
And then I don't know if Ria wants to do something as well.
So
Actually, Rio's a bit interested in the theater too. He actually comes up there like, "Hello there, mushroom man," doing what a mushroom can.
How do you know where the theatre is? I had to go find locations.
I lived here
How long ago?
long ago. I fucking know
6
the-
months ago, when the theatre moved.
When the fuck did it move?
6 months ago. Were you not listening?
Rio can ask around. He has a ghost.
How do you know the theatre even moved?
Fuck off.
Either way,
Bullshit. I had to do an investigation for this.
Snake, do I have to do it too to quell this
I
man?
mean, you don't know where the theatre is. You could say you meet up with him, but it'd be more kind of happy.
he walks past him and sees him. There we go.
It's hard to miss. Yeah, it's just not. Oh, I'm just gonna go to the theatre that he had to investigate to find out about.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm curious. Rio's curious. He's gotta look up Kenneth's office.
Okay, you look up Kenneth's office and you find that it is a tiny little place. It's a tiny little place on Main Street, which is still tiny place on Main Street is still relatively impressive.
Rio just goes, "Damn, you got one on Main Street."
So if you go look up his office, you just see on the side Kenneth. It's called Spectral Sappers written on the window.
Terrible name. That's
Yeah.
the first thing that needs to be fixed.
Ugh. He always had a bad name. Rio, is it open? Like, can Rio walk in?
Yeah, as you walk in, a bell chimes and you hear a voice from the back just saying, "Yeah, I am coming." And it's just kind of a man steps through, and it's just Kenneth, and he just sees you, and his face drops. Oh,
It's Kenneth, but he's in his coat, but he's just down to his underpants. Other than that, like he's been sleeping.
Sup, Kenneth? I wanted to see how you're doing.
You notice there is no secretary; it's just him.
Secretary's on vacation?
Yes, that's it.
Still, man, Main Street. You made it.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I have most certainly made it.
I mean, yeah, sure. I get to travel a lot, but man, you have an office. Look, you even have a desk and like one of those things where like one ball knocks over the others. You know, TikTok.
Yes, I have a
Newton's
pendulum.
Cradle.
Yeah.
What? Fancy Newton's Cradle.
Oh, Newton's Cradle, that's what I call it. Oh, yeah. Yes, I have a Newton's Cradle. Who the hell is Newton? Anyway.
I think you're talking about Newton.
Oh, yeah.
I think he actually means a Sherman's cradle,
Oh yeah, no. Sherman just found.
and he's got a
it.
Sherman's cube as well on his desk that he hasn't solved yet.
Oh, no.
Sherman, eh?
Well, I can't say I like the man, but he makes a lot of products.
Yeah, no, I've
His puzzles
noticed.
are excellent. Where does he get all these ideas?
I've noticed Ryu says, as behind him you can see on the other side of the street like a Sherman's. It's
Sherman's what?
I'm trying to figure out. I like to think it's like a McDonald's, but it's called Sherman's.
Sher McDonald's.
McSherman.
I can't wait until this March so I can have a Sherman shake.
No. It's a Sherman King.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good.
God damn it.
But it's just his face. So, yeah, I just want to see how it's going. You know, I'm not trying to steal your job here. I'm just here because
Well,
it
it's
went
not like you
down.
could steal my job even if you wanted to. Why, no. No. He may have come running up to both of us and called out for you. But after this job, everyone in Port Atreus will know that I am the apex hunter of the ghost.
Sure, man. Sure.
Sure, man, sure. Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I don't care. I mostly care about the ghosts.
Listen. He kind of walks around his desk, kind of walks up to you. You can play this I don't care about anything but ghosts act all you want, but I know that I am living rent-free in your head.
No,
Got
that's
you there.
Momo.
What?
Momo's living rent free in my head.
Fine, pretend you haven't spent the last few years trying to catch up to where I am. We can play that game, but the results will speak for themselves.
You do realize I did most of the work back in the day.
You can claim that all you want. You and Momo. All the golden children of the spirit community. It's just that everyone felt sorry for you for being infected by a ghost. Meanwhile, me, who puts the real legwork in, didn't get recognized whatsoever.
Hey, man.
It's like Mozart and Salieri, innit?
Hey, it's not like I like sharing my body with like a volatile, angry ghost. What do you say? Yeah, see?
He just kind of sits behind his desk, pours himself a brandy, and says, "Well, you claim whatever you want. You don't like having a ghost. You don't like this and that. You don't care about, well, anything but hunting ghosts. But I see through it all. I see through it."
Sure. Anyways, so any other interesting things happened to the town while I was gone?
Well, a few new families formed. New families of rather rich landowners now pretty much run everything. But that's always the way, isn't it? People get rich, they do well enough, and then they crumble and fall and give way to new families.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He says, as on the other, you can see next to the McShermans, you see a Starsherm.
A what?
A Sherbuck.
Oh, God.
Sherbuck.
Sherbucks.
Damn
Damn it.
And it's the mermaid, but she's wearing his fucking hat.
it.
Or is it just Sherman as a mermaid?
Yeah, it's the mermaid, but it's Sherman's face. Either way.
In
yeah.
fact, I'll give you a bit of an advice. I'll give you a bit of an advice. Do not trust the Cymere family, whatever you do.
Okay.
They own a large shipbuilding firm. Very, very rich, pays very, very well, but I don't know. There's something about them.
Yeah,
Something about
Maybe
the
they're-
Cymere family that's dark.
yeah. Is that a dude? Is that a fucking net? What do you call it? Like a net on a string thing?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's just like
You-
a bug net or something.
Is that a bug net?
What of it?
You catch bugs on your free time
Yes.
and not go trying to catch ghosts with it?
If you can catch bugs, you can catch ghosts.
Dude,
He is right on that one. I
That's the
think.
ghost catcher motto right there.
It's like Pokemon, you know?
Man, you seem to hate me a lot. But you know, I always admired your persistency, even if you were kind of wrong sometimes.
People admire me for a lot more than my persistence, Ryu.
I love how every compliment from Ryu also comes with a negative. It's
Is
like, I did
the
admire your
master of the
persistence.
backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Well, man, just so you know, this thing might turn into a competition. I'm not gonna try to. Well, I'm not gonna sabotage you.
You. Thanks.
Hey, I'm just saying. May the best ghost hunter win.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
And besides, I'm famished. Do you want to go and grab a couple of fucking fish dogs?
No, go eat by yourself. I've got papers to
I'm
do.
paying.
Okay.
You know, catch up on old times. And yes, fish dogs are hot dogs.
But fish. I hate this place so much. It's just not like fish.
All right, let's cut. All right.
Miles, what did you want to do?
Theater. Oh no shit, Luz showed up because he found out the location by asking a
Oh,
dog.
hi, Miles. No, I just sniffed it out. I didn't need to ask anybody. What's up, mate?
Oh, wonderful. Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to the theater.
All right.
That I know the location of.
You arrive outside the address given to you to see the Melview Theatre. It is, well, it's a pub.
Oh. Oh, for God's sake. Miles walks inside the pub.
It's a bit fancier. This place actually is serving a kind of wealthier patron. There are people walking back and forth actually somewhat well dressed. They're serving more than just very, very cheap beer. And you can actually see there is a stairwell leading to a second floor in the corner that is kind of roped off with a man in a red suit just kind of stood there, kind of guarding it off.
Miles would like to interrogate the man. Not interrogate, but say hi.
Hello, sir.
Hello. May I ask, what is upstairs?
What's upstairs is the stage, sir.
Oh, the stage. Ah, I've been looking for that, sir. Do you mind if I head up there?
He kind of looks to the bartender and then just looks back at you. What's your business up there?
I'm a performer of sorts. I've performed in the Melview before. I'd like to see who's up there, if possible.
Oh, it's sure. He just kind of pulls the velvet rope across and just kind of bows as you head up.
Thank you, my good sir. I didn't even have to roll a charisma check.
Upstairs, there's a few people kind of rehearsing. It's very dimly lit upstairs. It's only about 4 people, 1 director, 1 kind of choreographer, and 2 people up on stage, just kind of rehearsing dialogue back and forth at each other.
Would I recognize any of them?
You recognize the director. He's an old elf, very, very old, very long grey, very sharp long grey beard, bald on top, and wearing essentially a very, very long flowing purple robe. You know him as Phasir. Phasir? I'm gonna have to actually write it down so we have some consistent pronunciation of it.
Phasir.
Never
Okay.
was greatly successful, but always put on kind of small shows like this. Has always just kind of been around.
Okay. Miles will observe the like whatever's going on up there for a bit until he gets noticed, I suppose.
It's a very, very strange little production. Usually Phasir would do kind of dance acts and such. He would direct musicals, but this seems to be all dialogue. Basically, no budget, just 2 characters talking back and forth and nothing else. And it's very, very dry dialogue. It just seems to be about 2 people in a house discussing a book. And you're not quite sure what the aim of it is or what any of it is. And you can't even tell if it's meant to be good or if someone here has just totally given up.
Fighting shit, mate. I tell you what, I got a better idea, right? Fight in space. Here's how it starts.
Miles kind of butts in eventually. Excuse me, Phasir?
My word, Miles. Miles Elliot, Miles, what are you doing in this place?
I'm here on business, I suppose. It's a complicated affair, but I returned and I thought I'd seek you out, seek the theater out, and well, I wasn't expecting this.
Oh, it's grim times. All the theaters have been, they're either gone or they've been shrunk down to the upstairs stage of a pub. This is what we've got left here. The
Why
actors
is-
look kind of depressed at that. This is kind of like looking like, wait, what are we doing then?
Then why is that? I mean, I saw the warehouse the Bellevue owns has taken over the original location of this place, but so what's going on in this town?
Oh, the family that used to run all the theaters has pretty much been run out of town. The Bellevues and them did not well get on. It
Were
was
they
not-
the Melviews?
No, it wasn't the Melview.
Oh.
It wasn't called the Melviews.
Ah,
It was the Delvaris. Say
Delvaris.
they were an old elven family that kind of used to live in the outskirts around Port Atreus, moved in, opened up a lot of theaters, mostly kind of adapted old elven stories, but soon just kind of gave way to humans, dance acts, and more kind of mixed stuff.
Ah, that's very, very saddening. Do you know why this happened?
It was a few years back it started happening. Last time you were in town it was in the process of, but now it's really taken hold. The Bellevues pretty much bought out everything that used to be a theatre and made it one of their businesses. This is one of the last few theatres still standing in town, I'm afraid. It happened because, as far as I'm aware, the Delvari family rejected a marriage proposal to a Bellevue daughter, and
God damn it.
that's the oh god damn it.
I don't know. I just feel like it sounds like Romeo and Juliet.
Oh dear.
Somewhat, not
Funny
really.
you should
But...
mention that they did both die.
It
Poison, I hear.
was tragic. Senseless tragedy.
Yeah.
Where were the Delvaris driven to then?
I don't know. They've scattered to the wind as far as I last heard. Even this place, which used to be one of their theaters, is now just under management of whoever owns the bar downstairs.
This is I can't stand for this. This is awful.
Oh, you're telling me all the arts in this city are slowly being squeezed out in the way of industry.
Is the passionate town not going to resist, rebel against this tragedy?
We have tried. We've tried, but passion can't give way to money, I'm afraid. No, we're all going to be chased out and chased into Lassifer. Oof.
Oh God. I've been to Lasfair and it's not the prettiest sight. I heard. It's been getting better, but well,
It'll be
it's
a few.
not the port. It's completely different. Have you any idea of how this could ever possibly be remedied?
Don't know how many years I've got left, but I spend a lot of time thinking about that and thinking of ways it could be done in my time. I don't know what to do to reinvigorate the soul and spirit of these people. It would have to be some grand display, something. It would have to be not just a defense of the arts, but an attack on the Bellevue family for their vitriolic stamping out of it.
Ben, you know what to do.
So
It's your War in the Stars.
So what you're saying is we could put on a grand show, a show that would not only reinvigorate the crowds, but also contain meaning against attacking the ideals of those in charge currently.
He kind of looks at you, and there's a kind of glimmer of inspiration in his eye. He says, "Yes, nothing would please me more. And if there's any man who could do it, it would be you, Miles Elliam. But we just don't have the money to put on a production that inspiring. The actors just kind of on the stage going, "Oi, we're trying our best here. It's your material we're reading."
Captain Swift, I got a proposal for you. War in the Stars 2, Strike Back Against the Empire. What do you think?
I'm just trying to think if we have connections to money. Wait, how much does Ryu have in his pocket?
Well, if they help out Town Hall, they may be able to bankroll it.
Yeah.
Currently, I have 130.
The people at Town
Awesome.
Hall, do they have any connection to the Bellevues?
As far as business goes, but I wouldn't say they particularly favor them any more than they do anyone else who has money.
Because I wonder if we do something good for them, maybe they could fund a show, just something that we could possibly repay them in the future even. Because if this goes well, then, which I hope it would, we could reinvigorate business in this town and you could be making money again. Because I imagine this doesn't pay the best.
No, it keeps food on the table, but not much else. Even then, there are some days where I have to forego, I suppose.
Right, well, I do have business to attend to, but I will meet you again. Where can I find you normally?
He kind of writes down his address. This is kind of a flat on the near the dock. Oh, it's a flat near the docks. It's a place that you know not to be, well, all that nice.
Okay. Alright, I will meet you there again at some point. I cannot promise when, but I will certainly see you one more time.
I'll hold out hope that you do well. And right, come on, back at it. We're putting on the show tonight. The actors...
So basically, Miles' shtick is that he's going to solve problems town to town by putting on extravagant plays.
Yes.
Wow.
I guess.
He's like MacGyver, but rather than like with paper clips and stuff, it's a shitload of money and backing dancers. My daughter's been kidnapped. I don't know how to get her. Right, let me pitch it to you, love. We put on a fantastic musical. That'll get your child out of hiding.
I mean,
I
putting on a show to kind of revive interest in the theatre does...
No, that makes sense. No, I get that. But...
Maybe the previous one was a bit more of a stretch, putting on the show to take down the fucking leader. Yeah.
It would have made more sense up until the point where you said, "Oh, what if we also put on a show that attacks the Belgrays or the Bellevues?" Like, you know.
Look, he's probably a good screenwriter. I don't know, and not attack them, but like
he's a vigilante, but he's a fucking his special ability is musicals.
it contains a lot of symbolism.
Ah, I see. Like Batman.
Yeah.
Alright, let's take a quick 5-minute breather.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Think about things. Sweet, we can stop recording for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Record.
Have you turned the sound on or off or...
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, well, that's workable. So...
Cool.
Alright, so we are back in action, and I'll jump the action ahead a little bit. So you just had your meeting. You just had your meeting with Phaser. You talked about, we, put on a play to rekindle love for the arts. And you had your you went out eating with your great rival Kenneth, at least to him.
And now, before they go to the church at 5 o'clock or whatever it was, Swift's gonna help build up Kenneth's confidence, and in return, hopefully, he can make him a glamour.
Alright, so
Let's see how we get on with that.
About 4, you turn up at his offices, I guess, or
Yeah, he manages to sniff out where his office is, and
No, there's a revolving door. Ryu
Oh my
comes
God,
out,
man.
Swift goes in.
Oh, that's really loud.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it?
Let me knock you down a bit.
Oh, wait, I'm not.
You're
Oh.
fine now.
Okay.
But it sounded like you fell into the mic when you were talking about that.
No, I was just saying there's a revolving door with Swift Lou going into the building and
Oh.
Okay,
Ryu
cool.
leaving.
you did get louder.
What the
Kind
fuck? I
of.
haven't changed anything.
It's weird. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you, but I just knocked you down about 20% from like 160.
All right.
Maybe a
Okay.
bit of dirt for that, Mike.
Anyway, so you come in and is Swift still there or has Swift made his exit? No, Swift. Ryu. Sorry.
Oh, I assumed it was after they went for fish dogs.
Yeah. Okay, so you walk in and he's just kind of
He's sleeping on his desk.
he's sleeping on his desk. Yeah, his face is
Hey.
kind of buried in papers.
I prod him awake.
He kind of gets up and he goes, "What? Huh?
Ah, there you are. This isn't quite the office I was expecting when you were talking about it.
Oh, the secretary's on holiday, and
Oh, that's a shame. Well, don't you worry about that. We can help tidy this up as part of your re-imaging process. But listen, you need some confidence build, boyo, and I need some help with some magic stuff. And seeing as you're the most magical person I know at the moment, we can trade some. I'll do a favor for you, and you can do one for me.
well, I'll tell you two things. One thing you're right about, and one thing you're wrong about.
Yes.
One, I am the most magical person you know. And two, I don't need a confidence boost.
Well, not so much a confidence boost, but a bit of a change of image, boyo. Now, let me tell you something. Those people in Port Aegis, they may be smooth to your charms, but for somebody like you want to start spreading your face across the entirety of Skyrim too, don't you?
Well,
You want
yes,
to be as
it's
big
only-
as Leo, if
it-
not bigger, right?
Well, it's only what I deserve.
Yes, absolutely. Well, seeing as I'm a well-travelled man, I can help you out with that.
You can help me out with that. Well, I know you are I know you are a. He kind of pushes a book off his desk. I know you're a respected celebrity, Mr.
Yes.
Swift.
Yes.
And, well, if any, I suppose any little will help, no matter the source.
Excellent.
helps.
Well, either way, here's a book from the library about glamours. If you can make one for me, and I'll help build your new image for you.
Tincture. Okay, I can source a lot of these ingredients,
Excellent.
and in return you'll do what exactly?
Oh, don't you worry about that.
No,
Let me work my magic. The magic in this case is, I don't know. Let's say Swift helps him out, fixes his image up a little bit. Gives him maybe
A new
touches his
haircut.
hair a little bit, maybe changes his clothing. Let's say we roll on this and see how good Swift did a job of, improving his image, and that can affect how good one of the potion thingy-mabobble made.
Sure, okay. So, alright
I
then.
mean, charisma is the only thing I can think of, unless we want
yeah,
to.
to guzzy him up, I suppose.
Okay.
Defying a danger of sorts, because if you mess this up, you are.
Oh, I don't know if I get a 1. That'd be quite good. he
We'll see.
just comes out in a potato bag with like a dirty face.
I don't think you're gonna be actively stupid, but you'll do something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the thing. His image
Hmm.
hasn't improved, but he thinks it has.
Excellent. Now that's
He looks a bit worse. He looks. Essentially, what you've done is you've gone to this school of, let's take what used to be a kind of pretty boy, imagine, it's a.
try and give him like a bad boy rough look, but
Yeah.
it just looks like he's really messy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you've kind of hemmed his coat a bit. It now looks a bit there's like rips in his trousers. His hair has been shorn a bit, kind of unevenly and awkwardly.
He's dotted stubble onto his face.
And he's just like, he doesn't look hard whatsoever, but he sees himself in the mirror, he kind of puffs his chest out, which isn't the most impressive thing in the world. He kind of like draws his rapier and takes a few tests, like stabs at the thing and then accidentally cracks his mirror, tries to play it off though he meant to do that. It's just kind of glass, just kind of shatters around the office, and he turns back and he says, "Haha! My word, yes, this new
What?
image, this will take the world."
You look like a million gold, my man. You look fitting of your new personality.
Quite. Oh yes,
Ah.
with this, the ghosts that we shall face today or tomorrow or what have you, They shall run in terror from the might of Kenneth.
Absolutely. And to think, you didn't even have to make a glamour of me, just to make yourself more impressive looking or whatever. But hey, not to worry about that, eh? Now, speaking of glamours, how about you go and work on that?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
So he kind of takes the book, like skims through it a bit, like writes down a few notes, and then leaves. It just kind of just says, right, no, don't steal anything. I will be right back.
Absolutely. But rather than stealing stuff, can I have a quick root through and maybe discern realities?
Okay.
Which would be wisdom. I
Yes.
believe.
Okay.
I can ask one thing, and the one thing I am going to ask is, what here is useful or valuable to me?
Okay, so as you're rifling through everything, you find a few vials beneath his desk. They are secreted away in a little drawer. They kind of look to be made of a frosted glass, and as you touch them, you kind of feel them repulsing your grip, pushing away from you. A few, say there's 5 of them. There's 5 of them. 2 of them have a kind of misty essence floating around in them.
I would like to pocket one of the ones with a misty essence in them, if I could.
Okie dokie. And as you kind of move them aside and look through, you see a kind of handwritten note beneath them. Give me a moment. So you see the name on it, Don Cassery. You recognize that to be the mayor of Port Atreus.
Okay. And what does the note say?
As you pick it up, it says, as provided by the city of Port Atreus, the mayor, Don Cassery, has granted you a provisional ghost hunting license.
Nothing wrong with a green ghost hunting license I always signed. They'll still accept them in bars. No judging.
You see that it was issued recently, as little as 10 months ago.
Oh, totally. You'll be able to afford a license once people see his new moves in action. Ah, okay. Well, I'd like to put that stuff away if I can. And there we go. I will also add a Misty Vial to my inventory. Misty Vial. I also 0 weight, and there we go. Repulsive feeling. There we go. Sorted. Right. That's it for me.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
So, should we say 5 o'clock rolls around, or does anyone have anything else that needs doing?
Not really, no.
5 o'clock.
All right. Cut to 5 o'clock, and a lot of you sat in the waiting room of town hall. 5 o'clock on the dot. Kenneth kind of saunters in with his new bad boy.
Swift gives him an introduction.
Oh wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him as Kenneth, but today, actually no, that's a better introduction than that. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing all the way from Port Atreus, the one and only Kenneth.
Oh my lordy.
he just kind of, he saunters in. Every step is extremely exaggerated. And everyone in the waiting room is just kind of staring. Just...
Ryu kind of pulls Swift over. Swift, are you trying to make him look bad?
What do you mean? He looks wonderful. I've given him a bit of a bad boy makeover. I mean, don't tell me you're jealous, Ryu.
Oh my lord. Dude, you don't need to do this to him.
No need to fear. The ghost hunter is here. Kenneth.
Ooh, ghost hunter.
Ryu's here.
He walks over to the desk and says, I've got a meeting urgently with the head of the guard about a ghost problem. And the man behind the desk just kind of looks up and just says, take a ticket and wait.
Oh no, it's one of these games.
I would like to cast a time travel spell if I could.
How many people are you affecting?
Oh, just myself if I could.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Affect the machine that gives out the tickets.
Oh, that's genius. Actually, no, that's really not. That does nothing.
No. It just makes the tickets come out quicker.
I mean, it's greased, I guess.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, we just end up in a meeting with like 5 different people.
Captain Swift would like to saunter up to the person behind the desk and say, "I don't know whether you know this, young man, but we got a bit of a situation here. No need to take tickets. The mayor of Port Teachers already knows we're coming.
Oh.
Mr. Whose name Mr. Don Casari.
That's the mayor, but
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's the head of the guard who's doing it.
Well, doesn't the head of the guard respond to the mayor, who is his boss?
I guess
Swift,
he
sit
does.
down.
Well, in that case, then let us through.
Do you want us to roll charisma to not
Yeah.
wait?
Yeah, go on.
Swift, please.
Oh
just
wow,
sit
he's
down.
so awed by your show of bureaucratic understanding.
Yeah,
I love bureaucrats.
Swift is back, baby.
All right, yeah, he's like, well, go right ahead, go right ahead. The captain of the guard will see you. We'll see you four right away.
I
No
just-
problem, my
yeah,
man.
Mouse follows
Swift
him.
opens the door for Kenneth and he ushers him through.
Kenneth just kind of walks in. He's swinging his arms, just kind of in a very kind of exaggerated, cartoonish manner as he makes every step.
Oh my god.
Sat behind the desk is a man with a shaved head. He's wearing kind of very regal clothes. He's got an armory of swords just kind of lined up on the wall behind him. Many badges. Very very thin skeletal face, but are set on awkwardly on top of a rather large body as he kind of stands to greet each of you. Kenneth, meanwhile, just saunters over to the desk and just throws out his hand and says, "Kenneth, at your service." And the head of the guard just looks at him and says, "Kenneth, I know who you are."
As I said, a man who doesn't need any introduction, but he gives himself one anyways, because that's the kind of man he is.
Oh,
Hi.
oh,
Ryu here.
And my name is Mauselium.
Oh no, I know each of you. I've caught one of your shows. Well, and you're just we just know you, Ryu.
Stop. Hello.
For better or for worse, I suppose. Well, it's good to see that you've made something of yourself, young Ryu. He looks to be in his
Yeah.
mid-50s about this man.
A bit.
Well, anyway, each of you take a seat. There are only 3 chairs.
Ryu takes one chair, of course.
Kenneth takes the other.
one. Yeah, Kenneth takes one next to Ryu.
Mouse stands.
He's now
Noble.
just a polite off of those two just standing.
No, Miles sits on the floor with his legs crossed. You can only see the top of his head over the desk.
Yeah, no, I think Mouse is kind of standing in the back. He's not.
Doing some
Really?
fucking ballet pose.
No.
I don't know. Swift seems like the standing type. He's going to go lean on the wall and cross his arms like a cool
Well,
dude.
Mouse
my
just isn't
God.
interested. I mean, not interested, but he's not really involved
Fine,
in any
Mo
of this.
takes the chair.
Good.
So, all right, this is more than I expected. So, the situation.
Oh, those two
the
aren't ghost
situation-
hunters.
I'm well aware, but they
Oh,
might
Swift is.
they might be useful anyhow. And if they are coming with you, I imagine you trust them. Kenneth just says, "I trust the hairy one."
I mean, he gives me a wink, and I give him a wink back.
And do you trust me?
Sure.
the captain of the guard just says, "Oh, you haven't changed a bit then."
Sure.
The situation is pretty dire. In the eastern block of town, well, essentially everyone's been possessed.
Oh my.
whole-
Ryu looks more interested.
It's a rather strange possession. Everyone who lives there has been taken over by ghosts of residents who used to live there formerly. Some only died recently, some died 50 to 100 years ago. But what's truly strange about it is they don't seem to have realized that they have died. It's like no time has passed at all. And people who recognize each other, people who knew each other recognize each other despite inhabiting different bodies.
Yes. It's a weird thing with ghosts. Some ghosts might think that they're alive and stuff like that. Interesting though. So weird that so many people would come back from the dead at once.
And it's a whole block. It's thousands of people. This is one of the largest scale possessions there might have ever been the world over.
Oh,
Port Atreus, of all places, he stands and kind of walks over, looks out the window. And, well, we've got a problem.
please don't start singing.
Dun 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 dun. Dun.
Da-da-da-da.
Have you heard the name of Silas Graves?
I mean, I have, but not
Not from
related
the video
to
game.
campaign.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm gonna spout lore
besides, that
on
was
this.
Silas Greaves, but you know.
I'm gonna spout lore on this and see if I know. Intelligence, help me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Silas Graves, 20 years ago, was one of the most prolific serial killers who lived in the city and lived in that area.
Oh, shit.
Oh yes, Silas Graves. I remember him. He was a prolific killer. He actually lived in that area. You know, his preferred weapon, his preferred style was the knife, but he was also known to use, a hatchet, some farmer tools and stuff like that.
Ryu, why do you sound like a Silas Greaves fanboy?
Oh no, I'm just reading up on the people.
Oh, okay.
Well,
In
he's.
case they come back as ghosts.
We
Ah.
believe his ghost has inhabited someone in the area. We have seen a number of killings already. And,
Oh shit.
well, you know what that means. The people who the ghosts are inhabiting are, well, obviously dead.
Yeah.
We've put the area on lockdown, and people who go in there if they go in there for too long at a time, they are susceptible to being taken themselves.
Well, that's no problem with me. I'm a bit crowded.
You should be fine. As for your compatriots, they might need some magical assistance.
Oh, no need to worry about that. My good friend Kenneth over there has as much magical assistance as we need.
You kind of see him sweating a bit, but he goes, "Oh yes, I can handle any old ghost."
It better not be a
Sure,
net.
Be fine.
There's not a net. He says as you just hear from beneath the chair just something kind of clicking as if retracting.
Kenneth, I told you not to bring the net.
Can't leave the house without the net.
We don't as of yet know what the source of it is, but well, I know with you and your ghostly companion, you may be able to track down the source, maybe the strongest point, and work your way from there, I suppose.
Gotta be honest, most people scoff when I say or think I'm crazy when I say I have a ghost in me.
Well, the people of Port Atreus only know too well that you're telling the truth.
Ah, nah. Yeah, you think so? Meanwhile, in the background, a sword is floating around.
I'm just going to say, Mrs. Mack and the people who work at her bakery still haven't quite forgiven you for that incident 10 years ago.
Hey, wasn't me. Was the ghost in my head?
What? Well, what's transpired 10 years ago?
That's classified.
Rio
Didn't realise we were talking to Mr. The X-Files over here. Fair enough.
You can't just mention it and then say it's classified.
I can if I'm
Very
operating on
classified.
cliches.
Yeah, he just drops his fucking black shades and says, "That's classified."
It's being handled by
I mean,
professionals.
in character,
Top
in
men.
character, I'll just say he's dodging the question because he doesn't want to.
Okay, that's
explain.
fine.
Yeah.
What kind of top men?
What kind of top men are you talking about?
Top men.
He looks
making
at
an Indiana
Swift.
Jones.
He looks at Swift as though looking for help.
Swift
Oh,
just shrugs.
oh.
Swift just mugs at him like, I don't know what's going on. He just shrugs his shoulders, puts his hands out.
Anyway, yeah, sure. I'll take a look into this.
Of course, you'll be well compensated by the city for your efforts, each of you.
Nice.
How well
Wait,
compensated is it?
yeah, funny you should mention that, Miles.
And possibly enough money to put on a big show.
How he looks very curious and then just kind of, and then kind of, well, remembers who you are. Enough to put on a big show?
A big show.
Describe big.
You know the big
Enough.
show from WWE? Big as in.
Lots of performers.
Oh, it's
uh,
a big show.
A good stage in like, I don't know, middle of the town, some shit. Just good big show.
We want to make a sequel to A War in the Stars, and we need your money to do it.
I've never heard
All
of that
the
show.
actors.
Anyway, do you want to roll charisma?
I would like to roll charisma.
What about the
Um,
actors, James?
What about the actors?
They're at the Golden Saucer.
Oh, we can bring him over.
Ooh,
Even
yeah.
this-
Oh, fuck yeah.
He kind of smiles and says, "Well, I'm a fan of the theatre, dying as much as a dying craft as it is in this town. Tell you what, I'll put some of my own money down if it gets a good show going. Seems like a reward
that's-
for us as much as anything else."
That's a wonderful idea. I'm glad you thought of it. Thank you very much.
Nice.
As for the rest of you, 750 gold each.
Okay, yeah, alright, sure, where's the ghost? Point me in the right direction.
Both Rio and Kenneth fall over. That's the most money they've ever been offered for just exercising some ghosts.
Swift leans over the desk and says, that will be in gold coins, won't it?
Yes.
Good. No silver pieces, please. Thanks.
He nods.
Rio just knocks him over. Hey now, this is for the ghost hunters.
Okay, so each of you will need this. He hands each of you a badge. That will allow you entry into the sectioned off part of town. Just show it to one of the guards and only use the, well, there's gates on each part of town.
Okie dokie.
There's a plastic badge and it says Woody's Roundup on it.
Actually, they are only prepared the two proper badges. So like Swifts and Miles get like quickly made ones in
He
wood.
drew like a badge on a piece of paper and put his signature on it.
He gets his toy badge that his son had.
He gets a Woody's Roundup badge and just pins it to Miles.
He then looks at Ryu and says, "Ryu, despite all things, it's oddly gracious of you to allow Kenneth to come along on this hunt." And then Kenneth just says, "I invited myself."
Yeah, he did. Apparently he is a big shot here, and you know, for old time's sake.
I'm telling you now, boyo, this man here, he's gonna change the face of the ghost hunting industry right now.
Kenneth kind of.
Or at least in like an hour or so. I don't know.
I mean, with you around, it's definitely gonna change. Probably not for better.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey
No.
now.
Couple of things to bear in mind. The ghosts that are being controlled are ordinary people. Ordinary people beneath their possession. You are to cause them no harm.
You heard that, Momo? No.
You are to try and preserve life at all costs. If you are
No.
attacked, you are to try and incapacitate first, or flee.
No.
I understand all this, and I will keep an eye on everyone here, as to make sure they don't
Hey,
pull
I'm
anything
one.
stupid.
Destruction of property is a risk, I am aware, but try to avoid that at all costs as well. Just defend yourself within reasonable limits.
Miles
you
is
are-
glaring at Ryu.
Yeah. While you are
Hey.
acting in service of the city, you are not members of the army or of the police. You will act as civilians investigating a paranormal matter, I understand.
No problemo.
Yeah.
The rest I can just
Yes.
tell you is to be careful.
But
Don't.
don't worry. With a ghost hunter like Kenneth around, careful's the last thing we need to worry about.
I think that's like the first thing we need to worry about with you around.
Miles just looks at the guy and says, "I'll keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't do anything stupid."
Now, as I said, I do not know. I only know there is a place where this curse seems to be emanating from, but as for who caused it, or what
Where is
caused
this
it,
place? Tell
It's-
me more.
it is at the old church in the center of the ward.
Church, eh? Makes sense.
It comes from the bell tower.
What do you say, Kenneth? Any theories?
Kenneth just kind of, Well, if the old rumors are true, that was a place of power in the old days. Many wizards went to that church to rejuvenate or cast miracles. So it's only beautifully ironic that it would bring many back from the dead in only the most tragic of ways.
Perhaps there's some spell that backfired.
Perhaps.
See what I mean? This right man for the job, Kenneth. Now, let's lead the way. Let's go sort this ghost problem out.
When did Swift become a hype man?
Ghost man right here. You gonna solve all the ghost problems.
He's like his wingman,
Yeah.
except he's not trying to get him a date. He's trying to get him a.
Well,
A gig,
well,
I
if
guess.
the ghost hunting goes alright, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Either way.
Oh,
Let's-
Okay.
okay. So you've got what you need. What do?
It's a bit dark, probably, to go.
It's
Nah,
about 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
nah, let's get.
Let's go to bed. End of session, everyone.
Let me settle up all the XP that I've got. Oh wait, none. Okay.
Oh yeah, shit. Neither have I. My one roll has been good.
There we go. That's yeah. All my rolls have been fine. Well, there we go. That was end of session.
What?
Back we go.
Anywho, so you lot, I imagine, go to Murphy's.
Is that all we do?
Well, I
Anyone
go
want
to
that's
Murphy's.
you've got options. You don't have to just go to Murphy's, of course. What you
Yeah,
want to
Rio
do?
just goes there because he feels at home there.
Oh wait, Miles can visit the man. Phasir.
I'm gonna snooze over Kenneth's house, help him build up his confidence, and also keeping an eye to make sure that he's actually making that glamour.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's handle Phaser first.
Cool.
So, yeah, you kind of go up to the 5th story of this large kind of apartment block. It's just by the waterside. It's not terribly nice around there. You kind of get a few very odd looks from people hanging about on the kind of corners of streets. People just kind of waiting around in the hallways of this place.
Racists.
Big mushroom racists.
Dang.
One guy's like, hey,
Oi, fun guy! You gonna do a fucking dance?
you know,
I've never heard that one before.
Oh, Captain Toad, say bop.
I
Ah.
have a stew. Need some mushroom.
Yes.
Oi,
They just walked past
Stoolie!
Oh.
Now keep him going. Let's get more offensive with him.
Stokey, Stokey!
Okay. Oh mate, I heard you're a real shiitake.
Good one.
Oi, are you Deathcap?
Wow, fucking hell, you're on the ropes here, Miles. Crazy. You better throw a saving roll.
Wow, this mushroom
you
racism.
you take out your anger on me because you have insecurities that never were solved as a child. Was it a lack of fatherly love?
Dang, you got him
Did
there.
you did you
Well-
lose your job to a mushroom man?
He just
I
kind of
lost-
grabs you. He grabs you by the scruff of the neck and says, "What are you trying to say, you fucking stalky?"
Actually, one of the guy behind him. Yeah, I lost my job because they've outsourcing. They're outsourcing it to other countries. I'm taking my anger out on you because you're different.
Did you?
This doesn't feel like a very realistic scene, especially the Mushroom Man part, but mostly.
Hmm.
Either
Do
way.
do I make it to the place
Yeah.
Yeah. unscathed?
Unscathed,
Yeah.
though a bit insulted.
Unscathed physically, not unscathed emotionally.
Once you kind of get to the apartment block itself and get up there, it kind of gives way to a kind of more kind of poor elvish population, elvish city dwellers and such. And you knock, and you just kind of come into a simple
Fucking
one
elves,
room.
lol.
Wow.
one-
Tall twats. Big ears.
Knife ears.
Sorry,
Oh,
Miles is taking
knife
out
ears.
on them because
Kim House is now being erased as
It's the pecking order of racism.
humans, mushrooms, elves.
You don't have
I don't
to
know
be
who's
so
at the bottom of the
mean.
chain. I guess kobolds. Probably.
Yeah, or goblins.
I mean, goblins don't really experience racism so much as they experience getting stabbed.
Well, they shouldn't do so
True.
many rapes, I guess.
Anyway,
Either way.
Yeah. Wait, what? Anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
either way.
So, it's kind of a simple. It's a simple one-room apartment, just kind of candle lit, very kind of ragged upholstery, a very scratchy kind of bed. He's fallen on hard times. He used to live pretty decently well, only a few years back. He just kind of invites you in, makes a small pot of tea. Sits you down and says, "So, have you brought good news?"
I have brought the best possible news. The what was he? Was it the mayor?
Oh,
No,
the captain of the guard.
Head of guard.
the head of the guard is very very keen on the idea of the show, and he's willing to fund it entirely
Well, that's
in return for the job we have to do for him.
a fantastic result. You simply have
Yes.
to succeed.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
will I will contact every actor I know and start trying to get things organized. There are many who would jump at the chance to put on an actual big production.
Yes, we'll have dancing, we'll have singing, we'll have all sorts. Every art you can imagine. It will be absolutely wonderful. It'll reinvigorate the passion that the town has lost.
All we need now is a play. We need something for them to do.
Yes, do you know a screenwriter?
Not
You know a screenwriter.
I suppose I do.
A
A
stage writer.
mysterious voice in my head.
Yeah.
At the moment, no. Most of them have moved to Lassifer. It would take days for, well, it would take more than days for a letter to reach them and for them to come over. And would they even with only such a vague promise?
Yeah, and sadly, the Sherman train hasn't gotten to this town yet.
You have a train.
All the best screenwriters are actually in Shumiwood, making Sherman motion pictures.
No, they're
Slow
called.
motion.
They're shot in Sherman vision.
They're made in Sherman color.
Oh, nice.
Well, I suppose there's someone I could ask. No, wait, is it canon that Swift wrote that? Because I don't think it was.
Swift wrote the play. Yeah, Swift wrote that
Did
play.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Fair enough.
he had to. How did he know about all the stuff about Milo otherwise?
Oh, true. Oh, well, yeah. I didn't know how canon it. Well, wait. Did he know stuff about Milo? Did
Yes.
Swift know stuff about Milo?
It's almost like nobody asked Captain Swift how he wrote the play. Like it's just been forgotten.
Right. Okay. I might know someone who could put something together on a short notice.
Fantastic. I'll contact every actor I know. We'll see what we can do.
Right. Musicians, actors, dancers, singers, the whole lot. It's going to be a great show.
Why did you say that so ominously?
Like he's gonna plant a bomb under the set.
It's just like you steeple your fingers together as like a light shines up your face, saying that.
It'll be one for the record books.
Oh, it's going to be
Ah.
unforgettable.
A date to
Oh,
die
my.
for.
People will be.
The only problem is you're gonna have two old men sitting on a balcony heckling you through the whole performance.
People will be
That's all right.
rolling about themselves in the aisles.
Hey, this isn't half bad. You're right. It's terrible.
And
Eve-
Miles bids the guy. Actually, is there anything Miles wants to ask him? Don't know.
Anything you want to investigate? Pick up that rubber band just in case you can solve a puzzle with it later.
How's your personal life going, Faisy?
He's just making small talk, is he?
Well,
Ah.
the kids are doing okay in Lassifer. They're working for this man named Sherman.
Everyone is these days.
I say that, but my immediate son disappeared 5 years ago, and I haven't
Oh.
seen him since.
Oh
Oh,
no.
I just
Oh.
want to say after Miles says that, you know, the thing he says, you can see in the background behind him comes a card with Sherman's face on it.
Sweet, where the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm on my bed.
Okay.
Okay.
That's rather annoying, but okay.
Your kid disappeared. Oh, I already knew that problem, but
He
since
apparently
it
got
was
in
5 years.
trouble with a nobleman and, well, had to go into hiding. Tragic
That's a
business.
where is he good at hide and seek? He does know that if you don't find him, he's supposed to come out.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, you got him there, Miles. Fucking out.
Like after an hour or so.
Miles, you never did understand anything but the stage, didn't you?
And feng shui and yoga and meditation, but yeah, just generalize, I suppose.
Look at mushroom face.
Fucking cunt. Sorry.
Either way,
How's the wife?
She passed away years ago.
Oh,
you knew that. Why are you asking?
yeah, right, yes.
You're digging a lot into a lot of backstory that the GM has not really thought that much about.
Why are you asking me so much small talk?
I should go now.
I got to go now. Bye.
A mushroom man.
Sorry about the wife and kids.
It's okay.
Don't go spread your
My real children are on the stage.
Well,
Sorry about laughing at that. I don't know.
It was just very tragic a sentence.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like mushroom people.
Sweet, what are you doing?
Sweet providing the ambient conversation of some racist.
Sweet adding ambient racism from his bed.
yes.
That's the conversation between two lads who are just standing outside.
This fucking mushroom man in this alpha is having a nice conversation in an old theatre. Meanwhile, just these two fucking yoggos like outside the window. I've missed this. This is good fun.
This is gonna be good to hear on the recording.
Luckily, I don't let this sort of thing bother me anymore. I've come to peace with my appearance.
In case you didn't hear, he said, "Wow, Dad, just because I don't like mushroom people."
One guy bit into me once, and it wasn't very pleasant.
Ambient racism is the name of my new prog rock band.
We started off as a Pink Floyd cover group, and then we thought, no, let's just start doing our own stuff.
Okay, Mouse leaves.
Okay.
Okay.
He's had enough of the ambient racism.
So, anything else, or is that everyone going to bed for the evening?
Sure.
Swift tucks in Kenneth, gets him ready for his big day tomorrow.
Oh my god.
We don't need to act with that. Just need that to happen.
Just know that happened.
Miles
Give it-
meditation.
Remember,
night.
Kenneth, it's your big day tomorrow, and if you pull this off, well, you still owe me that glamour, remember?
Oh yeah, actually, so earlier in the day you did see him like cooking up a concoction in his kitchen. He had a lot of kind of pots and pans and a cauldron going. Where he said he was making up your tincture.
Nice.
Highly experimental, but should be
Oh,
very
actually-
effective.
Well,
just
Very
for the
effective.
rolls, before I go to bed, I'm gonna start roll a fucking haunt thing.
Okay.
So just to see what I have. Oh wait, what the fuck did I roll again for that?
Well, man.
To see how many haunts shit I can have.
Haunts
Can
and...
I roll my horns?
Yeah, roll your haunts. Get him
can
in.
I roll my haunts as well?
Oh,
Everyone
The
roll their
haunts.
haunts.
Okay.
Corvus,
ha-
roll your haunts.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Right.
8 haunts.
8 horns.
Fantastic.
Hey, haunts.
Oh fuck, 90 horns.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
That's like more. That's more
Yeah.
than like how many haunts there are.
You're the
I know.
most haunted man there's ever been.
Yeah.
I'm basically the east block of town.
Look at that. I can pick fucking 5 haunts.
Oh my
Wowee.
goodness.
So Phantom Armor, Spectral Fights, Possession.
Write these down. Like, type them out.
Oh, sure. And
Can I have spectral flight 4 times?
Yeah, sure.
Can
You can have it.
Okay.
Have it 90 times.
I have
Ah.
10? Yeah. Can I have 15 instances of spectral flight?
The last 2 are really tricky.
let's see, what 2 more do I want? Spirit Hands.
Oh, spitry hands. Spritty hands.
Yeah.
So when your hands can make a spritz.
Yeah, you just shoot sprites out of your hand.
What do I want as my last one? Oh, actually, what's this?
Personally, I go with ectoplasm.
Yeah, Spasm's good. Slime people.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna take.
Are there haunts you've never used that we haven't seen?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never seen dread ceremonies before.
Yeah.
What's
Nope.
that?
Dread ceremony, yeah, that's what is dread ceremony?
You must spend an uninterrupted moment preparing this haunt as you set up all the components for this ritual. Once cast, this strange rite, blessed by Forsaken Spirits, empowers you with one of the following gifts. A Forsaken Spirit, bitter as it's powerful, obeys your wishes until you rest. Arcane knowledge, ill-gotten gains, basically I can get treasure, or uncanny powers.
Oh my goodness. What a fucking...
Yeah.
That sounds very powerful.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, arcane knowledge. Pick any number of wizard spells whose total level doesn't exceed your own and learn them as haunts.
Hmm.
Alrighty then.
Wait, any number? Holy fuck. I can... Now I need to check what the wizard has.
Oh no. The powerful just get more. And I'm trying to bloody do something. Okay, there we go. Alright.
All right.
Alright.
Cool.
So he's got all of his spells. I wanted to see what Dread Ceremony was about, but I'll pull that
Yeah.
up in a second.
Yeah.
I can cast it like now if I want to do spells.
What a bloody... What a class. Lint's never got this powerful. Lint's never got this far.
No.
What a level 3?
No. Like, not even.
Level 5. I'm a level 5 by the way.
Yeah, now he's
Wait, you're
getting
level
the
5?
Big
Oh wait, yeah,
leagues.
shit. I've not been with this party as long. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna
Birthday.
say Swift is like level. Yeah, Swift's at level 7.
Oh fuck me, I'm at level 3.
Yeah.
I'm still learning how to dance.
Can he floss? You know, because it's
Can he?
the
Yeah.
dance of 2018.
Yeah, he can floss.
Nice.
Question: Can you sing?
No,
Like Help Me Dr. Zeus.
he can play an instrument. I forgot
Can he
which
play
one
the
I gave
piano
him.
anymore?
Why trying to give him a mouse? I think I gave him a flute.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a flute.
Fuck yeah! I got the best possible result. That's amazing.
Alrighty then. So what's going on? What do you? It rolls around. It's about 8 in the morning. You can kind of. I imagine that 2 of you at least slept at Murphy's.
Yeah. I did.
Yes.
Did
Okay.
you? I
I
thought you went to, in a nice establishment. You have
Miles,
to pay.
I don't know. Miles to know where to stay.
I mean,
Miles just sleeps on the street, I guess.
Murphy's would cost 14 minus your charisma in coin.
Oh, do I not get to room with Swede?
No,
Okay.
it's a
I
single
mean-
room.
I mean, luckily I have 17 charisma, so
Yeah, so you just get in for
He-
free.
the guy pays me 3 gold.
No, come on, it doesn't swing around
Mm.
that powerfully. You don't make 3 gold per day for sleeping in a hotel. You ain't a hotel critic, even though that might be a brilliant idea.
What if he's like a social media influencer, and so they pay him to sleep in the hotel?
Oh, what's social
Yeah.
media?
Yeah, he will post it to Shumbo.
Social media is
Shim
important.
book. My shim.
Sherm coin.
Ooh, shim coin.
I hate this so much.
What's wrong with Sherm coin?
Just everything about Sherman's and his
What, living in this Deschirmian future?
yeah.
It's like Blade Runner, but all the advertisements are for Sherman.
I mean,
It's a shimmer punk future.
Anyway,
as you walk to the east block, to the east ward where the mass possession has occurred, you do see a kind of town crier just kind of going, and join Sherman Industries as he makes his push into Port Atreus. Hiring now, hiring now.
A job for the future.
are you joining in, Swift?
Oh, I'm being the other guy.
Okay.
It didn't even sound anything like Swift.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so what happened next?
Oh, bye-bye. They're flying a banner with his face.
Yeah. Swift turns up with Kenneth.
Ryu turns up with Miles.
Cyril Cadwell is typing.
Oh shit! Here he comes.
What's Tyro Chadwell gonna do? Oh wow,
Looks dashing.
somewhere else.
It's somewhere you can feel that Sarah Chadwell is looking dashing. Oh, looking really dashing.
Ooh. Nice.
All right,
Uh,
so do you guys head to the block, to the east ward?
Yeah.
Okay, so you turn up and kind of there is a fair few people just kind of outside, not really picketing the place, just kind of wandering around with the guards, just kind of keep them from the barrier they have set up.
Oh yeah, what the fuck happened to my donkey?
Oh, they were on the boat, so I imagine they're in the stables in town now.
Yeah, no, I guess.
We'll say there was a stable outside Old Man Murphy's, Grandpa Murphy's, and they've just been kept in there at the moment.
Hmm.
So the guards kind of stop each of you and say, "All right, look, you're not allowed beyond this point. There's a issue in that part of town."
Ryu holds up his badge.
Oh, you must be the ghost hunter. All right,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
these lot with you.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
This mushroom man is with me. I guess Swift and actually, where's Swift and the other with me?
Swift is carrying in Kenneth in it like a piggyback to make him look taller and less more grand.
Yeah, those two. Kenneth is one of the other hunters. These two, when you have Miles and the Swift, there are assistants.
The guard
I
looks.
suppose.
The guard looks you over and goes, "All right then. Are any of
I'm-
you sensitive to ghosts?"
I'm babysitting.
Not really.
Depends if they say anything horrible to me.
Not what I'm
Don't-
asking. Do any of you need protection from possession?
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, those three need.
Nah, these don't need it. They'll be fine.
Okay.
I suppose what kind of protection are we talking about?
Here, he kind of reaches into. He kind of walks over to one of the guards. Kind of digs his hand into a crate and pulls out a few things. They look kind of like clumps of salt.
Ooh.
You kind of look like kind of like salt crystals, and he hands one to you three and says, "In the event the ghost tries to possess you, crush this between your hands, and it should fend it off."
Right, thank you.
What if a ghost tries to do that after we've crushed the clump?
You should run after the first clump.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
It will
Okay.
only work once every little while. After that, the effects wear off, and, well, it'll be a little while before it'll work as a defense again.
Okay.
So, just be careful, and I imagine the head of the guard has already ran you through what you should not do in there.
Yeah.
Now,
He said don't bring Kenneth, and here we are, broken the first rule.
He said, "Don't bring Kenneth."
He didn't. That was a joke. At Kenneth's expense.
Kenneth
If anything,
Kenneth
Kenneth
is
should be here. He's
glaring
going to
at
be the
you.
one who's going to sort this problem out. Isn't that right, Kenneth?
That is right. He says as he draws his sword and kind of points it over your shoulder like he's leading the team into battle. Let's go.
Kenneth, did you bring the net?
No.
No. I told him not to. We don't need the net.
You don't need.
Mouse frisks Kenneth.
You find a net.
I told you not to bring the net.
He just sighs and gives it back.
It's on my logo. I've got the
Swift
net.
takes the net off him. Adds it to his inventory.
Actually, maybe a net could be useful against humans.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, that's what I brought it for. I brought it not for the ghosts, but for the humans.
Right.
Ryu, for once you understand my brilliance.
Yeah, brilliant.
They're both as stupid as each other.
Alright, set me down, Swift. Or Lou.
He says,
He just kind of walks beyond the barrier into... He just walks into the ward, just kind of walks off ahead of the team, and then realizes after he's about 5-10 meters ahead of you, he just turns and looks back. Well?
I'm coming.
we follow him, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we must make our way to the old church in the middle of the ward. It's been many, many years since I visited this church. How long has it been for you, Ryu? Much longer, because you abandoned this town.
I guess. I guess.
Can you elaborate?
It's been many years. I didn't really go to the church that much.
Oh, I'm sure he visited it last week. Like he knew where the theatre was that was shut down 6 months ago, even though he'd only been here a year ago. I'm sure he's been here plenty of times since. Probably like yesterday, maybe.
Wow.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about, Miles?
I guess not everybody can love Portacius as much as Genif can.
Oh no, not everyone can love this town so full of people as much as me.
Yes.
What are you
Exactly.
Whatever. Ryu starts walking towards the church.
As you're walking, you hear... So as the team kind of walks, you do hear a voice yell out, "My word, that's Ryu!"
Huh?
A man you do not recognize runs up to you. Ryu. Oh my,
He could be a ghost.
It's been too
This
long.
is Dad.
Who are you?
I'm Mr. Mills. Do you not remember me?
Oh, Mr. Mills. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. I must say, I feel a little turned around. I can't remember where my shop is.
He's a ghost.
Of course I know it. Well, it's like, oh man, I'm sorry. It must be like on the other side of town, but the outside of the town is quarantined at the moment because there's a horrible plague.
Oh, it's so tragic. It's so tragic. I tried to leave the other day and the guards just have turned me around non-stop. Oh, it's dire times we're living in.
Yeah.
Ryu, what are you talking about? What plague?
Mr. Mills just kind of says, "Well, I'll see you, and if you see that Kenneth chap, tell him thanks for cleaning my windows the other week."
Dennis, did you used to clean windows down here?
You needed to make money as a kid.
I understand that.
And I graduated from then. Now people clean my windows.
That's the spirit.
Mm.
Either way, push forward.
Okay.
Perilous journey time,
Let's
baby.
perilous journey through
Oh boy.
a ghost-infested ward. So,
Right. You go in front, Ryu, as you
Wait.
know.
Yeah, I just want to note something that my parents are talking about. They're going to bed, and my dad basically told me to shut up.
I see.
okay. Alright, we'll pause it. We'll pause the session here as we
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah,
in.
may as well do it. We'll
Resume
pick it up
another
another time.
day.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Alright.
Sorry about this.
That's
It's
alright.
fine.
They
Nope,
they
no
have
props.
to go. They have to go up at like 6 a.m.
Ah,
That's no good.
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog would say.
Should I
Alright,
stop
so
recording?
yeah, pause the recording. And well, yeah, we'll do end of session quickly and quietly. I'll stop recording.